It's funny because my name is Dwayne Johnson. Not a joke. My middle name is literally Dwayne, and my last name is Johnson.
Dwayne.
Dwayne Johnson. I need that now. I didn't realize I need this. I need The Rock John as part 3 JoJo character. Dwayne Johnson.
Oh, no.
I need that.
No.
I need.
しゃあないのう。ああ、一丁景気のやれや。
Give me one with a beat.
Okay.
Tell me this isn't Pokemon fight music.
Oh, it is. 100%. Yo, Mewtwo! I choose
そ
you!
こまでお客様がお望みなら、この真島、僭越ながらお相手い
I
たし
love
ま
it.
しょう。
I shall overstep my station and
Tadashi.
dance with you.
私からは一切手出しはいたしま
I
せん。
won't raise a hand against you.
何
Alright,
しろ。
alright. How you gonna beat his ass?
お客様は神様
The customer
で
is
す
king.
から。まだそんなこと抜かすかい。なめおって
What you gonna do, Majima?
さあ、
What you gonna
ショ
do?
ータイムや
Yeah!
Holy
Ooh, mashed out.
shit. Ugh.
All right, what up, everybody? It's your boy, the Infinite Dragon here, and welcome to, it's technically more history of Yu-Gi-Oh, but we're even starting off with something a little bit different than we normally. Technically, I'm testing out my my camera that I have set up for Final Fantasy Marathon, by showing you some of my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So if you guys are watching like this on YouTube, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and all that good stuff. But if you want to skip ahead to the actual like history reaction, there should be like a timestamp in the description down below. So check that out. But while you're down there, you should join the Discord. It's free to join. So I mean that's also in the description down below. You'll be able to know what I'm doing, what I'm thinking, how I'm feeling, all of that good stuff. I actually neglected to tell you guys because I was talking with Magic earlier today. And there's because of a miscommunication between us, she does not actually own Dokapon Kingdom, so we're gonna have to push that back for a little while. I do plan on still giving you a second stream today with Magic, but you know, pay attention to Discord to see what's going on with that. So it's just not gonna be Dokapon. I intended it to be. But Dokapon is still happening. It's just not happening today. Is the music too loud? Can I turn the music down a little bit? How's everybody doing it? Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Alright. Now we got the document cam. Aha! Ah. Right hand, left hand. Alright, cool. Good. Is that good? It's about right a little bit. Yeah, that should be good. All right. So, yeah, how's the music? Is the music too loud? Could it be louder? Are we good? But here, we're gonna be starting off with my old deck. This is the deck that I use all the time in like your generic fucking classic deck box. But here's all my ancient gear cards. And here's my boy with the glossy. I haven't seen these cards in actual years. I don't think about it, but my glossy ancient gear chaos ancient gear gem. There's a bit of a glare on there because of the light, but this was the main boss monster. This was one of the cards that I always pull up and I'm like, oh, this card is so sick. I love using this card. This card is so good. I don't actually know the Yu-Gi-Oh rarities since this is only a foil. I assume it's not that high of a rarity.
What the hell is this?
When the hell did you become a pack opening channel? I'm not technically because I don't have packs to open. However, I would love to do that. I really don't have the money to be doing that, bro. If you guys want to donate money to me, you should be able to do that. But I would love to be able to open packs on stream. I'm just showing off my old cards. Yeah, that was the main boss monster. And then of course I had 2 howitzers. So the main thing with Chaos Ancient Gear Chaos Ancient Gear Giant, Jesus, was that it had to be fusion summoned, and it was unaffected by spell and trap effects, just in general. So not even I could target this card or use spell and trap effects on it. Your opponent's monsters cannot activate their effects during the battle phase. This card can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. If this card attacks a defense position monster, inflict piercing battle damage to your opponent. I love getting this card out. It was really hard to get for it to get rid of. You went into your battle phase. It was just it's a good card. And then Howitzer, its main goal was to come out onto the field. You summon it, you go into defense position, right? You summon it into defense position, and you can activate an effect to burn your opponent for 1,000 life points. And if they didn't get this off the field by attacking into it, as you can see, it doesn't have. Well, the light on here is actually too good. What if I use? About that? Is that better? Is that better? There we go. But yeah, it doesn't have a high stat line, so you're meant to summon it out in defense position. And if they didn't get this card off the field, what would end up happening is they would get burned for 1,000 damage each turn. But when they eventually did get it off the turn, you could special summon an Ancient Gear Golem, which is the main normal boss. Sounds powerful. I'm gonna assume it's a pain in the ass to actually summon. It's not. It's very easy to summon. It's just there is a lot of stuff that's just better. Yeah, I think the light that I have currently is probably better. I'm probably going to still use the camera light for the actual thing. But I think that was it all for the actual deck, which consisted of 3 cards. So you know I wasn't playing for real. Let's see. We got yellow gadget, green gadget, and red gadget. Come on. Focus on. It's focusing closer to me. Alright, fix that. No? He doesn't want to fix it. Well, at least you can see it close. Yeah, at least you can see it close. So, regular ad card. Red gadget. You normal summon red gadget. Red gadget searches yellow gadget, adds that to the hand. Yellow gadget, you normal summon that, it adds green gadget to the hand. Green gadget summons red gadget. So it was always a way to have a monster in the hand no matter what. These were very good at the time of release. They're not so good now, but if you could find a way to normal summon multiple times, I think it would be crazy. Let's just put them right here. Was that it froze? Hold on. Try to catch this. Okay. Then we got Gear Geiger. I don't even remember what they did. Gear Geiger, when this card is normal summon, you can add 1 level 4 Earth Machine monster from your deck to your hand, except for Gear Geiger. Also, you cannot declare attacks nor special summon monsters except for machine type monsters for the rest of this turn. That did not sound very good. I mean, it's fine. It's a fine searcher if you really didn't have anything in your hand. All right, Ancient Gear Engineer. I don't think I ever used this card. Still not using the wow, this card is bad. This is a level 5 1500 beat. What the fuck? This is not a good card. Negate any trap effects that target this card. If you do, destroy that trap card. If this card attacks, your opponent cannot activate any spell traps until the end of the damage step. At the end of the damage step, if this card attack and is still in the field, target one spell or trap card your opponent controls and destroy the target. Okay, maybe that's a little bit better, but I don't think that's worth it. Especially a tribute song. But Ancient Gear's whole entire deal is that your opponent can't activate trap effects. So like Mirror Force and cards like that. How the fuck didn't I catch it? This is bullshit. That game is rigged. Ancient Gearbox. If this card is added from the deck to the or graveyard to your hand, except by drawing it, you can add one Earth Machine or type monster with 500 tag or defense from your deck to your hand, except Ancient Gearbox. So this is basically a way to get names. So you'll see like the requirements to fuse like Howitzer and Giant would be like Giant requires like 4 Ancient Gear monsters. Howitzer was 2 Ancient Gear monsters, so it was just a way to get more names in your Ancient Gear name. You can only use the effect once per turn, so obviously you can't multiple. But I had 3 of those. All right, here's my I had 2 of these? I had 3. Wow, I had 3. And for anyone who's like wondering like, oh, why doesn't he have sleeves on his cards? It's because I was new to the game, and I didn't even know. I barely even knew what the sleeves were. And then by the time I found out what sleeves were, I'm like, I'm not gonna damage my cards. My cards are in tip-top condition. Which is not true. They're kind of minty. They're a little bit more. But I know that now. Well, maybe in the future. But Ancient Gear Wyvern. This is also a foil. Basically, you normal summon this, and you get to add one card that I think it mentions Ancient Gear. Let me see. Maybe I should break this down. Right. Yeah, let's try with that. Like that. So, normal or special summon, you can add one. So when this card is summoned, you can add one Ancient Gear card from your deck to your hand, except for Ancient Gear Wyvern. You also can't set cards for the rest of the turn. I know this is a super rare in Master Duel. It's still a really good card because anything that's searching is usually pretty good. You can only use the effect of Ancient Gear Wyvern once per turn. Does that mean it's a soft once per turn? I actually don't know. If this card attacked, your opponent's monster can activate their effect until the damage step. So, like I said, I don't know rarities. I'm pretty sure this is just like a normal rare card. I will save that later. So, Ancient Gear Hunting Hound. I feel like Ancient Gear Hunting Hound is a little bit slept on. So, Ancient Gear Hunting Hound. I fucking love these cards so much. They're so cool. If this card is normal summon, inflict 600 damage to your opponent. If the card attacks, your opponent cannot activate any spell from that. Once per turn, you can summon one Ancient Gear monster from your active deck. So this is a way to. This is like a way to contact fusion how it's certain Gear Giant. I also had Gear Knight, which I don't think does anything special. Yeah, so you can't. Ancient Gear Knight doesn't do anything special. It's just your opponent can't effects or spell attack effects. But look at him, he looks sick. think this one also affects the rest of the opponent monsters. But so a game state. Ancient Gear Cannon. What did this do? Tribute this card to inflict 500 damage to your opponent. If you do, neither player can activate charge effects during the battle phase this turn. Yeah, so this cute little burn damage. Ancient Gear Gadget, which is also I had a couple of rares in it. Huh? It also works with it doesn't work the same way as the other gadget cards, but Ancient Gear Gadget. Focus. Perhaps. Mayhaps. If this card is no more special summon, you can play a one type monster spell trap. This turn, if monster you can control attacks your opponent's spells, traps, or monster effects, whichever was declared, cannot be activated until the end of the damage step. Once per turn, you can clear one gadget monster's card name until the end of the turn, and this card becomes that name. So it works with the ancient gear, or with the gadget monsters, but like they're still coming back, right? Ancient Gear Gadgeton Dragon. I think this is the one that gains effects based on which, yeah. So this one, you would just, it's also, it's glossy? It is glossy. This one, you would, depending on if you had like red gadget and green gadget, it would gain effects based on which gadget you tribute. So that was cool. 3,000 attack stat line is pretty good. I had two, this one is glossy. Ancient Gear Hydra. What did this do? I don't remember ever summoning this. It's a level 7. The end of damage step on this card. When this card was tribute summoned by tributing an Ancient Gear monster, battles an opponent's monster, but the opponent's monster is not destroyed by battle, you can banish that opponent's monster. If this card was tribute summoned by tributing a gadget monster, you can attack all monsters your opponent controls. Once each, if an Ancient Gear monster you control attacks your opponent's spell and trap monster effect. Oh, okay. This is pretty decent if you manage to actually get it out. If you actually manage to tribute summon it correctly, pretty good. Ancient Gear Reactor Dragon. I like this one. Duh, I like dragons. This one's also this one is an ultra rare actually, because I think the name you can't see it, but that's because it's shiny. The name is reflected. So this is actually, I think that's the rarity. It's an ultra rare. If this card was tribute summoned by tributing an Ancient Gear monster, attacks defensive monster inflict piercing battle damage. If it was tributed with a gadget monster, it can make a second attack during the battle phase. If this card attacks, your opponent's spell and trap card and monster effects cannot be activated until the end of the damage step. At the end of the damage step, if this card attacks, you can destroy one spell or trap card on the field. So it's real fucked up. But the main boss monster was Ancient Gear Golem. Ancient Gear Golem just basically says they can't activate spell or traps in the battle step. And it had to be, it couldn't be special summon. It had to be normal summon. So now a lot of support for the Ancient Gear. Like you can special summon one Ancient Gear monster, ignoring your summoning conditions. So that's what they're referring to this. You can summon this, ignoring some conditions. But look at him, he's so sick. I love the rusted, like super ancient technology shit. And it's also very steampunk. I love it so much. So spells, terraforming, which searches field spell, Ancient Gear Catapult, which is this is a normal rare. Ancient Gear Fist, which is just an equip spell, Ancient Gear Castle, Gear Fortress, Year Town, 3 Year Town. Year Town happens, and both players can summon Ancient Gear monsters for one less tribute. When this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, which you have to be careful on because it has a win effect. You can special summon one ancient gear monster from your hand, deck, or graveyard. The reason why you have to be careful about when is because when a card says when as opposed to if on its effect, that has the chance to miss timing, which basically means it doesn't work, which is really annoying. I feel like they should just, the archetype is so bad they should remake the card, or I say bad, like, not as good as other stuff. They should just remake the card to change it to say if instead. But basically, what happens is because when effects happen when with the word when as opposed to if, it has to be the last thing in a chain. It has to be the last thing that happens in a chain, and if it was the last thing that happened in a chain, it doesn't go off. Ancient Gear Drill, which I think it just searches the card. If you control Ancient Gear monster, discard one card, set one spell directly from your deck. This turn, that spell can be game. Actually, that's pretty decent. It sucks that it's locked to Ancient Gear specifically. However, this is pretty good. I can see that be used as an attack. Griffin's Feather Duster, not Harpy's Feather Duster. Destroy all spell traps on your side of the field. Increase your life points by the number of destroyed cards. I don't remember this card. Is this card in Master Duel? It should be, right? Why wouldn't? Maybe it's banned. Actually, I'm gonna open up Master Duel right now and check. I do not remember that card. Cybernetic Fusion support. Why is this here? This is definitely a Cyber Dragon. Pay half your life points once. If you fusion summon a machine fusion monster this turn, you can banish monsters from your hand, field, or graveyard as the fusion materials. You can only activate one Cyber. Okay, that's why it's it. I wanted to get Ancient Gear, Chaos Ancient Gear faster. Future Fusion, send all. Oh, there's an update. There's an update for that. Send the materials for a fusion in your extra deck to the graveyard, and in 2 standby phases, you'll do the fusion summon. Making an armored support unit, which is just all. I'm pretty positive. Hey, all your machine monsters get shit. Once per turn, when a machine monster is destroyed by battle, it's to your graveyard, you can special summon one machine or machine type monster from your deck that has the same attribute or less attack. Okay. Something's happening on Master Duel. An event is happening, so we're gonna take a quick detour so I can show that. So advance of great forces. Let's take a look. I'm curious on what this is. Oh, right. So the Ancient Gear support stuff came out. Right. I didn't get it. That sucks. I wish I had. I wish back in the day when I was playing this, I had Ancient Gear for him. What is this? Oh. But yeah, new pack is out. Wow, there's a lot of shit. List Cup? When does it start? World Championships and Invitations, Duelist Cup, top rankings, second. When does it start? What date? I don't see any dates. I don't see any dates. I'll read that specifically later. New accessories. Oh, that's fire. That's fire. Oh, that's so good. You see what I'm saying? The Ancient Gears are just fucking cool. What is this? Jester. This is Dennis. Force of the Trap Tricks stage. Ragnarika EPC. Can you actually try to buy these now? Until October 9th. You can get the runic cards. Oh, okay. I thought that was a true thing for a second. I was like, isn't that card banned? Prime Heart. These cards are already in. Just get them at selection pack now. Cards added to feature packs: Borderland, Dragon Ball, Code Dragon, Air Force, Magic Calendar, Trap Tricks. Stuff was added to the other pack. Here we go. This is what I care. This is what I care about. Ancient Gear Dark Golem. Look at him. Look at him. He's beefy than a motherfucker. Ah. You can now get these cards in packs, which is annoying because I was trying to some of those cards I made already. Trying to pull some of those cards on here. I don't have any gems. And new gates were added to the solo mode with a new owner deck. Alliance of Justice. Alright, what I wanted to look at was Griffin's Feather Duster. That's hard. Is it forbidden? No, it's straight up not in the game. Oh no, here it is. Griffin's Feather Duster. Destroy all spell and trap cards on your side of the field. That's why it's not trap. That's why it's fucking normal rarity. It's specifically on your side of the field. So I understand what I was doing. How is that a second? So I understand what I was doing with this card. I was doing this to fucking to destroy Gear Town so I can get the search and then I gain life points. However, I'm pretty positive that if I did it this way, it would miss timing. So that's interesting. Yeah, we'll worry about it later. The Overload Fusion. This is definitely in the Cyber Dragon pack. Wait, you guys can't see. Sorry about that. Couldn't resist. I'm not actually wearing my headphones, so it didn't scare me. I actually just got done doing my hair. So my hair is wet, and if I try to put my headphones on right now, it'll probably wear on the leather of the headphones. So I'm not actually wearing it. I just heard the shit go off from a distance. But Overload Fusion. This is definitely in the Cyber Dragon pack as well. Remove from play your side of the field or graveyard fusion materials that are listed in Dark Machine type fusion. I might have cheated. Did I cheat with this card? Oh no, this is a dark monster. Okay, I might have cheated. No, it's a dark machine monster. Because most of the ancient gears are earth machine monsters. I got a Gen 1 Blue Eyes. Cool. I don't know why that was mixed in with that. They should have been separated. But limit removal, I fucking love this card. It's not a good card, but it's really fun. Basically, you can double your opponent your attack points of all your machine monsters, but they're destroyed at the end of your turn. But it's not once per turn, so you can do limit removal and double it, and then double it, and then double it again. The good old classic MST. And then we had to follow up the Haunted, which actually doesn't work the way I would definitely cheated with this card. It only works if you special summon, if you summon the effective monster correctly. Magic Hammer, which is a bad card. Ancient Gear Reborn. This is actually a pretty decent condition. Once per turn, if you control no monsters, you can target one ancient gear monster in your graveyard, special summon it. If you do, it gains 200 attack, even if the card leaves the field. You can only control one ancient gear. So basically, you go, oh hey, my ancient gear got destroyed. I'm going to I don't have any monsters. I'm gonna go ahead and bring one back from the graveyard. That's okay. Very true. Got gold Neos, no surprise yet. Like gold rarity Neos. Heavy Storm. They have 3 Heavy Storms. This is definitely not legal. Heavy Storm is I think Heavy Storm was banned when I was playing. But we didn't know that, obviously. Playing 3 Heavy Storms. That card is definitely it's at 1 currently. But when I was playing, that's definitely banned. Ultimate Offering, which was in here. Ultimate Offering was in here, but I definitely didn't use it. I don't think I understood how this card worked in Jar of Avarice. But yeah, that was my deck from when I was learning how to play Yu-Gi-Oh in 2018. 2017. 2018. I like to think I've gotten much better at the games. Like a golden card Neos. I'm pretty positive you're referring to like the border of it is gold. That's a gold rare. But here are the rest of my cards. I don't think we're gonna go through all of them. I think at this deck box. I also had a 10. Wow. I also had a 10 as well. Did I have decks in here? What is this? You know what? I didn't even realize I had this card because me and my friend that I was playing with at the time didn't understand how anything except fusion summoning worked. So we just didn't play with any other cards. So I didn't understand how Xyz monsters work. I didn't understand how synchro monsters work. We were learning by ourselves. So it was very hard for us to figure it out. But yeah, I didn't even know I had an Excel secret. It's I need to invest in the actual actually learning the rarities. Hey Pudgy, how you doing? Pudgy, look Pudgy. Look at all my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Isn't a synchro monster require a tuner monster? Yeah, you basically have to do math. But like like I said, when you're learning this shit by yourself and you don't actually have a rule book or anything, you're just learning based on like what you can find off the internet. Nothing fucking makes sense. Hands, my giant fucking yaoi hands, massive yaoi hands. I'm trying to show something for scale. Okay. He's a PlayStation 4 controller. My massive gigantic fucking hands. What else is in here? Is there other things in that fucking Destiny draw? If either player has no cards in their hand, wow. At the start of the draw phase, they can draw one more card in addition to their normal draw. If this card's controller loses 700 life points during the this card's controller loses 700 life points during the end phase. If less than 700, they become 0 instead. When the face-up card is removed from the field, inflict 300 damage to the player who controls it. Hand modeling? I mean, you think I could do it? I wouldn't mind getting a hand model. What the fuck? Yeah, I wouldn't mind being a hand model. I learned that about using the zombie structure deck from a shot. Yeah, so having Master Duel is really good for learning the fucking card game because it won't let you do things that you can't do. Unlike real life. I had Snatch Steal? This card just became lethal again. I can't believe I had this card. Yeah, this card is fucking insane. You're gorgeous, thank you. Tomorrow is date night, so I will be actually showing my face tomorrow. That's what I was doing my hair for. Oh, you can actually see I paid 25 cents for this card. Dragon's Gunfire. I didn't even use it. This is definitely not all of my cards, but this is enough to just kind of rub it as I go through. What else is in here? Tyrant Burst Dragon. Day night? Yeah, I'm gonna play Budgie, I was telling you about the Chinese like dating sim. I found a few of them, so I'm gonna play one tomorrow. It's fucking stupid, but it's really cute. So I thought it'd be fun to do for stream. Dan Gambler. Thousand Dragon. Black Skull Dragon, Trap Jammer. That Ritual Beast shit. Cybernetics. I don't actually, you know what? I don't think I've ever actually gonna switch to PC. I will be here. I don't think I've ever actually looked at, like, understood what these cards did because I didn't know how to play the game. Oldish monsters. But yeah, I was doing my hair. I was doing my hair watching Diane's stream earlier, Fusion of February. But I put some shit in my hair. You guys are probably finding it cool. Straight flush. What is this? Activate only when all of your opponent's spell trap cards are activated. Destroy all cards in your opponent's spell trap. This is a bad card. You know what? Unless you could probably cite it. Self-care. I definitely didn't finish doing all of my hair. I have a lot of fucking hair and I can't see the back. There you go. XYZ Dragon Cannon. These monsters are cool too. I just like machine monsters. Machine monsters are just cool. There you go. Hold on. VW Tiger Catapult. VWXYZ Dragon Catapult Cannon. Fucking love these guys. These guys are sick. Elemental Hero Sparkman. I summon to the field Elemental Hero Blade Egg. What dating sim I'm gonna be playing? Hold on, let me look at the name. It is called Love Is All Around. Elemental Hero Burstinatrix. A hunter with 7 weapons. That's gotta be Mischief of the Gnomes. This turn, reduce the level of all monsters in the player hand by 1 if there's some set. You can banish this card from your graveyard this turn, reduce the level of all monsters each turn. In each player's hand by 1, even if there's some set. Huh. Recommend Sucker for Love. Already played that Xenosackling. Gosh. Change of Heart. I think Change of Heart just came too. Nobleman of Crossout. Mirror Force Dragon. Doom Virus Dragon. I should sort these cards eventually. Maybe if I get more cards. I played. Yeah, I mean I played them all. I don't think I actually played the first one for stream, but I played all. There's a Miracle Restoring. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Come on. Get in my head. Red Eyes Black Dragon Sword. Oh, here's a good one. Here's a Dark Magician the Dragon Knight. You'll still see this one in some versions of a Dark Magician deck. I gotta again, I think this is an ultra or similar. I was like, no, don't put us back in the box. No. Time Magic Hammer, Rocket of Permos Cannon. Oh my. When did I get these cards? I'm kind of pissed that I had some of these cards and didn't use them. Elder Entity Natis. Must be special summon from your action deck by sending above cards from the graveyard. Not use polymerization. Once per turn, you can special summon one level 4 monster from your hand. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one card on the field, destroy it. Only special summon one other thing that tests one level per turn. It's a level 4 fucking 2500 beater. This is played in certain decks just to send to the graveyard. Card crash outside. Remind me to never go where you go, where you live. Every time you show up at Jay, you're like, everything's fucking exploding. Dark Palette. Oh, my Dark Magician cards are. His Magician's Robe. Fortune Lady Dark. This is the name's awesome. I didn't. So I hadn't watched 5D, so I had no idea who this was. I'm like, oh, this is the card. Sure. Magician's Rod. Isn't it D-Mark? I'm so pissed. I can't believe I had Dark Magician and Chaos. Is this the old one? During the end phase of this card with no more special summon, target one spell trap card in your graveyard and you add it to your hand. You can only use defective Dark Magician and Chaos once per turn. Is this card destroyed? Nope, this is not the old. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think this is the old. I didn't know I had that. Magician's Rod. Ooh, we got an ultra rare Apprentice Illusion. Basically, discard a card, you can special summon this card. Hey, everyone's baby girl. We got baby girl out. Dark Magician Girl. Magician of Faith. Alright, here we go. We got Dank Magician. I got 3 Dank Magicians. Card Crush Virus. I fucking love it. I love the Virus card. Virus cards are so cool. Anti-Fusion Device. Destroy one fusion monster on the field. Yeah, 7 doing thing. You mean a pull? You pull for some. I have a gold rare. There you go. Here's a gold rare. That's not protected at all. Here's a gold rare of Magician's Defense. Then a second, does your Nia look like this, or is it? I understand the card's name is Gold Nias, but like, does it look like this? While you control a spellcaster type monster, any damage you take is halved. You cannot have the same damage twice this way. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target one spellcaster type monster in your graveyard. I didn't even know I had that. It's really pretty. I actually kind of like the purple, the purple and Eternal Soul, Magician's Nav. I definitely got these out of a set. It was like there was a Yu-Gi and Kaiba set that me and my buddy got. Magical Dimension, Dark Magic Expanded, Dark Magic Attack. This is Illusion. Could be one spellcaster monster. Add up to 2 copies of Dark Magician to protect your deck and or graveyard to your hand. You can only activate one illusion. That sounds really bad. The Optimize. Dark Magic Inheritance. This card gave me so much trouble back in the day. I fucking hate this card. Dark Magician's Circle allows you to look at the top 3 cards of your deck, and if anyone says Dark Magician on there, you can add it to your hand. However, we were definitely playing this wrong because it says once per turn. It says when this card is activated, not once per turn. When this card is activated, but we were taking it as once per turn. So I was just letting my friend. He played Dark Magicians and I played Dragons. But I was just letting my friend look at the top 2 cards of his deck every turn, when that's not how this card works. Magician's Convention, Dark Magic Curtain, Thousand Knives. Oh, I have another gold rare. Dark Magic Veil. Okay, 1,000 life points, special summon one dark spellcaster type monster from your hand to your graveyard. I wonder what they should do for Master Duel is that they should add different types of rarities. That'd be so cool. If you had like gold rares and shit in there. Red Eye Box Skull Dragon. Just put that. That's somewhere. I just had that. I showed that card. The Fang of Critias. The Claw of Hair Mouse. What else do I have? I'm so pissed. Some of these cards are crazy. Oh, here's another one. Masked Beast. Why did I buy this? This is not a good card. I'm trying to figure out why I bought this. Maybe it was just together with stuff. Photon Pulse Dragon. It's a dragon. Maybe I definitely got this because I thought it was cool. One tuner, one non-tuner. When this card is synchro summon, you can declare a level from 1 to 3. This card becomes that level. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except synchro summon. Using this card as synchro material. You can only use the sync. You can only special summon one Photon Pulse Dragon. So it's a level 4. So you would just use this to go into something else. Phonon, not Photon. Phonon. Reading is hard. Death Tornado, probably should use that one. Machine Dupe. This is probably in my Ancient Gear or my Cyber Dragons deck. Oh, here's my token. My Ancient Gear token. Ancient Gear Tank. Ancient Gear Factory. Cannon Soldier. Oh, here's the rest of my Ancient Gear cards. Your Workshop. Machine Dupe. Covering Fire. Stronghold of the Moving Fortress. Jar of Avarice. Ancient Gear. Ancient Gear Gadgetron Chimera. Ancient Gear Beast. Ancient Gear Soldier. Gear Golem, the Moving Fortress. Cyber Summon Blaster. Each time a machine type monster is special summoned, plus 300 damage gear. This is crazy. Want me to post the Discord what the card looks like? You can. Castle. Planet Pathfinder. Boot Up Soldier Dread Dynamo. You control a gadget monster. This card does attack. Man, I was just not playing. I'm definitely better at the game than I was back then. Holy shit. Secret Barrel. Metal Reflex Line. Wall of Revealing Light saved me. Fucking love it. Man with Vijat. What does this do? When this card is normal summon, this monster. When you normal summon this monster during each of your standby phase, each of the following standby phases, as long as this card is face up on the field, select one card you're putting side of the field and return it to your hand. This is not good. Tribe Infecting Virus. Is that a shiny one? It isn't. It's not shiny. I lied. Hallmark Ladybug. Oh, look at the cute doggo! You just battle the Master. We will be here. Look at the cute doggy. Look at the cute bow wow. Here we go. A gold. This is the card. This is the one. A gold rare Spiritual Swords of Revealing Light. Look at that. You can't tell me this doesn't look sick as fuck. The contrasting yellow and purple. You can't tell me this doesn't look dope as fuck. I get a better. Soul Reverse. Cemetery Bomb. Inflict 100 points of damage to your opponent's life points that each card is. Life Absorbing Machine. The Lord of D. You beat him Dragon. Refusion. Stampeding Destruction. The Flute of Summoning Dragon. Mage Power. Last Day of Witch. I remember getting this card because, well, again, my buddy was playing Dark Magicians and I was pissed. I was like, you know what? Fuck you. No spellcasters. Last Day of Witch. Empowerment. Champion Destruction. I should have played this one. Shrine of Mist Valley. Polymerization. I didn't even know I had this Altar Polymerization. Look at this. This is sick. So polymerization is usually like just the blue and orange spiral with the monsters in there, but this is the alternate. I didn't even know I had this. MST, Shining Angel, Lightning Horses, Big True Name, Bloodgate Trap Hole, which is ultra rare. Dragon Need, Birthright. Precious cards from Beyond. When you successfully tribute someone or set a monster that required 2 or more tributes, draw 2 cards from your deck. Oh, that's great. Defusion. Burning Land. The Tricky. It's tricky. It's tricky. Yeah. Breaker the Magical Warrior. I like this card. Steel Dark. Yeah, here's what polymerization normally. I didn't even know I had that. That's crazy. Honest. That's Mosquito. Kaiser Seahorse. Wow, look at this one. This is a... I had Dimensional Barrier and was over here not playing. But matter of fact, this one's really pretty. Let's see if I can get yeah, this one has the foil on there. This is probably like an actual ultra rare. I'm definitely just saying words right now. So someone in the comments will correct me and tell me that I'm a dumbass, but fucking I'm putting this one in one of these like sleeve things right now. As soon as I can figure out how to open this shit. I can't believe this. A lot of fucking. There's some actually decent cards for what the format. I can't believe I didn't use any of those. Get the fuck out of here, bot man. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, you get that. This one's a bit damaged. Fucking Paladin of White Dragon. Most of these cards I got from other people or from card shops, so it makes sense. Wind Up Soldier. I kind of want to look into the wind up. Wind up seems kind of fun. During your main phase, you can increase this card's level by 1 and attack by 400 until the end phase. This card's effect can only be used on the battlefield. I wonder if I have any other like pretty cards. Here we go. Monster Reborn. This band ass card. Is it at 1 now? I don't know if it's at 1. I definitely know it is at 1 in Master. XYZ Dragon Catapult. Javelin Beetle. This one's shiny. This one's glossy a little bit. What the fuck is this? I have Bachi. Yeah, this is an Exceed card for Exceeds. Exceeds monster that was summoned using this card as an Exceeds material gains its effect. This card attacks a defense position monster plus increasing damage to your opponent. It's not great, but it is a thing. Ritual Ceiling. Crawler Galal. I didn't even know I had crawlers. Legendary Flame Lord. Brush Reckless. Let me actually do it this way. Brush Recklessly. Brain Control. Totem 5? 5 monsters with special summon at the same time, including this. Including this card, destroy as many cards as your opponent controls as possible. And flip 5 of your opponent's each card destroyed. Yeah, I feel like that could be good if you figure it out. Maybe like Beaver Warrior, Elemental Hero, Avion. Bro, Beaver Warrior. Come on, son. Which one of you motherfuckers is fucking with Beaver Warrior? Damn, it's already been an hour? Oh, shit. So I'm just gonna go through these quicker. I just kinda wanna see what I have. Apprentice. I don't know. Dice. Paladin of White Riding. Another job with me. They're the man. Scapegoat. I didn't know I had this. Yomi ship. Yeah, Grandmaster Sasuke. I can actually play goat format with this, with all the shit in here. Armored Cybern, Soul Tiger, all of the Hunting, Ceasefire, Galaxy Cyclone. Oh, I had both versions of Galaxy Cyclone. That's pretty cool. Or Cosmic Cyclone. Sorry. Alright. Sorry, niggas can't read. Sorry about that. Misfortune, Rest, MST. I had a lot of MST. Dust Tornado. Activate when there were 3 or more cards in your opponent's spell trap zone. Destroy 1 card in your opponent's trap. Tornado. Meteor, Flare, Compulse. 7 movement bandit. Travel. Just cards. Oh yeah, because I remember I tried to build a bird deck. But it was really hard because I didn't have any card that I could use. If I knew better, I probably could have did some trap trick shit. The Dark Door, Skull Invitation, Spell of Forfeit, Chthonian Polymer, 7 Clues, Mystic, Hidden Magic Furin. This is a magic ass card. Tell me Magic isn't playing this card right now. You stand by faith, with 300 points of air. Life points for each monster in your 7 feet. Big true name. Microwave. Mechanical Chaser. Dark Catapulter. It's an earth monster. During your standby phase, if this card is in defense position, put 1 counter on this card. Remove from play a number of cards in your graveyard equal to the number of counters on this card. To destroy the same number of spell or trap cards field through this card. Huh. That sounds a little convoluted to be good. I had a shiny Stronghold of the Moving Fortress and I wasn't playing. The fuck? I kinda wanna go back in time and smack the shit out of past. Tribute, Roar, followed by Cyber Shatter, Garda. Torrential, Concealing Swords of Light, Swords of Revealing, copies of my 3rd copies of Red, Yellow, and Green. The Stronghold. How many strongholds was that? Sorry. Let me fix that. Roll out Sakuretsu. Oh, here we go. A gold rare clear Karibo. During either player's turn, when your opponent activates a monster effect that will inflict damage, you can discard this card to get the activation. When an opponent's monster deploys on a direct attack, you banish this card from your graveyard and draw a card. This card if it is a monster card, you can special summon it and change the attack target to it. You can only use the effective territory below. King's Knight, another monster born. Jack's Knight, Queen's Knight, Diffusion Wave Motion, Rain Control, Weapon Change, Jar Breed. Luster Dragon 2, I swear this is a level 4 monster. I know Luster Dragon's a level 4 monster, but I thought that Dragon 2. Legendary Knight Critias. Cannot be normal summoned, must be special summoned with Legend of Heart. When this card is special summoned, you can target one face-up spell on the field, banish that target. When this card is targeted for an attack, you can target one trap in your graveyard, set the target. It can be activated this time. Same with the Minus, not the exact same. Gigantes, Hardened Armed Dragon, Heart of Sanctity, banish all other cards you control, and minimum 1 each. Draw until you have 2 cards in your hand. Heart of Sanctity can't be right? Is it legal? I'm curious, because I could work with the new Hunts cards that are coming out. Pseudospace, Flash of the Forbidden Spell, a very shiny Pot of Desires. Heavy Storm, Inatama. Mask of Dispel. It's actually kind of shiny. I don't know if you can see it. There it is. The Haunted. Year Freedom. Knight. Luster Reincarnation. Mystical Elf. Reflector. Celtic Guardian. Darkblade. Hero Sparkman. Avion. I can't believe I had so many elements of heroes. Or Barb. Amulet Dragon. It's not shiny. Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight. Goddess Spell. Big Shield Gardener. Lock Dagger. Cloak and Dagger. Declare one monster card name. Your opponent's normal summon, special summon, flip that monster face up. Remove that monster in this card from play. Why couldn't this be a normal trap? Branch. Threaten Roar. Ryoko Field. Shieldbird Pro. I had Shieldbird. Medium Piece Golem. When did I get some of these cards? The hero emerges. Super Quantal Alpha Strike. Pudgy, I don't know if you're still here, but the Super Quantal archetype is Power Rangers. Dark one Dark Monster with 15,000 attack in your graveyard. Green Gadget, Scarlet Junction. I thought it was shiny. It is. Monarch's Awaken. Fire Permitting Kite. Oh, man, I had a Spellbook card? This really goes to show me how much I didn't know about this game back in the day. Some of these cards are like, depending on the time period, are meta relevant. I would like to pick up these cards. Thank you. Sunbreaker. Ghost Trick. I had Ghost Trick cards. Surrounding Hideous. Running a line. Sylvan Blessing. Gaga got tagged. Seize Block. Vampire card. had Vampire Gazer Shark, Huge Intervention, DW Slumber Mail. I had artifact cards? I had, I guess, and Lancia. I was literally just watching a video where they're talking about using Lancia as a hand trick. I mean, it is a hand. You can use it as a hand. Y'all know. Machine King Prototype. Ascended Wings, Blackluster Ritual. Do I have Blackluster Soldier in here though? Bataza the Zapper. Heraldic Beast, Burner's Foe. Centrifugal Field, Chain Summon. What is Chain Summon? Activate as chain link 3 or higher. You can normal summon or set up to 3 times this turn. You cannot activate this card in multiple cards or effects with the same name or chain. That might be an interesting niche play. Star Reflection, Sphinx Blessing, Ritual. This one's shiny. Both of these are shiny. Brilliant Spark. I had Gem Knight shit. Paleos. Actually, I've actually been learning how to play Paleos. I wonder if I have more. This is the one that discard 1 Paleozoic monster and drop it. I wonder if I have more Paleos. Pitch Black, Power Stone. Pendulum Bat. Koki, Widespread Road. Oh, I had Rhoda. Damn, I didn't know I was sleeping. I had Fairy Tale stuff in here? This is Sleeper, which I don't think anyone was using. What does this do? It's a flip monster. You can special summon 1 monster from your hand. During either player's turn, when your opponent activates a normal spell or trap, you contribute 1 other monster. The activated effect becomes change 1 phase-up monster your opponent controls to face down the left position. You can only use the effect of Fairy Tale, Sleeper, Series Puppeteer, Trapple, Threatening Roar, Dust Tornado, Nutrient Seed, Cover, Armored Dragon level 5. That's some good shit. Running Captain. Elemental Hero Neos. I didn't know I had Neos. Damn, I didn't know I had Neos. Fix Sorcerer. For some of you like who are like, how didn't he know he had this? I literally haven't seen this card since 2018. Wasteland, Blade Edge. It's an ultra rare player. It's new. Or it's shiny. I'll say it's shiny, so it's stop people from getting mad. Oh, I have an altar Personatrix. That's cool. It's Ryu. Gem Knight Elf. Grove Doll. Neo the Magic Swordsman. Trap Jammer, Gravity Body. This is cool. I'm glad I did this because I didn't know I had it happen. Oh, here we go. Blazing Mirror Force. Shiny. I remember using it. I like that. But, come here. You come. W Wing Catapult. Horseman's Reflect. Backup mode. Still Dark. Magical Exemplar, sorry. Dark Eradicator Warrior. Which is shiny. What the fuck is this? Kaiser Voice Raider. The Beast Warrior. If you control no monsters, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, this card gains 5 attack. If this card is destroyed by battle, the monster that was destroyed loses 5 attack. Oh, it's a level 5. No, I have this. What? This had to come in the Kaiba because Voice Raider and Kaiser stuff is Kaiba stuff, but I don't remember having this card. I definitely didn't read this shit. I can tell you that right now. Ooh, look at this. I have a fucking foil Foolish Burial. Burial. Look at this. This just sends a trap card, spell a trap card from my deck to the grave. Graceful Charity. It's pretty good too. A little shiny. Just a little bit shiny. Just a little bit shiny. Shadow Spell. Yo, check this. I have a Spanish Red Eyes Black Dragon. It's shiny and everything. Dragon Negros de Ojos Rojos.
Wow.
La Dragon Feroz con una... What does that say? Antaquemor. I have a Spanish Red Eyes. I'm keeping this one out. I like that. I didn't even know I had that. I had Spanish Red Eyes Black Dragon. That's crazy. Gravity Crush Dragon. Blessed Dragon. Cursive Dragon. Blessed Dragon. Chorus of Black Flame Dragon level 4. Armed Dragon level 3. Dragon level 5. Chorus the Black Flame Dragon level 6. Do I have a level 8? Dragon level 5. Magma Slash Dragon. Kaiser Glider. Absolute Crusader. I could have played Armed Dragons. It wouldn't have been good. Could have done it. Twin-headed Behemoth. Rare Metal Dragon. Pitch Dark Dragon. Lizard Soldier. What y'all know about Lizard Soldier? Elements Dragon. TG Catapult Dragon. I didn't know anything about the TG cards. Nothing. Halazul's Dragon. Dragon Zombie. Komori Dragon. Magna Drago. Shark Dragon. Dragon. Winged Dragon, Guardian of the Fortress #1. That's definitely not what we called that. At least not in the anime. I think it was just called Winged Dragon, Guardian of the Fortress. I don't think it had the #1. Magna Drago. Dragon. Mirage Dragon. Rare Metamorph. Like one machine type monster on the field against target attack. Once negate a spell effect that targets that monster. When the monster leaves the field, it destroys its card. Mash Dragon. Time Machine. I don't know what this is. Windstorm of Etiquette? What does it say? Etiquette. I've never. I mean, obviously I've seen it, but I don't have any recollection of even having this card. Change battle positions all face-up monsters on the side of the field. Well, I guess that's it's not Yanakarasu. should probably kill on to that. Crystron stuff? Crystron Ryan. Super Quantum Mech Sword. I had other second reactor. Probably success probability 0. And 2 random fusion monsters from your opponent's fusion to the deck to the graveyard. That's fine. Crystron just got announced new cards like yesterday. I heard about that. How you doing, Acro Shadow? Is Acrox Shadow or Acro Shadow? I assume it's Acrox. Pronounce the X there. Mist Designator. Codes of Revealing Light. Legend of Heart. Masked Sorcerer. Brain Control. I have a fuck ton of brain control. Acrox is good? Acrox it is. How you doing today? Heavy Mech Support button. You need so many fucking cards. Tribute to the Dune. Sorcerer Revealing. Yeah, we were going through the my ancient gear deck that I played way back in the old days of 2018. When I that was when I learned how to play the game. And I was looking at Master Duel just to check to see if there was a card thing. And he was telling me that the fucking ancient gear support is in there, so I'm gonna have to build up in gens so I can get it. Because if I can play my ancient gear deck in ranked, I'm gonna do that. I fucking love those cards. What is this? Why did I buy more gadget cards? I had 3 already. I have a shiny fucking Mask of Dispel, but the gadget cards are in the sleeve. And not a single one of these motherfuckers shiny. I might. There we go. We're gonna put the fucking shiny Spanish red eyes in here. I wonder when I got this. I had to get that from Chris. I had to. Come on, get him. I wonder if I wonder if I could sell it. That's fine. Might not. I might not though. I'll have to look it up later. Jesus Christ. Drop off. Ooh, I use this in my my gamble deck in Master. How's the Destiny? Basically, you flip a coin and wait. It's just you flip a coin. Both players toss a coin. If the player results with heads, they gain 2,001 points. If the result is tails, they take 2,000 points. Yeah, so you just flip a coin and gain or lose 2,000. So, Reign of Mercy. So it's revealing. What is this? Special hurricane. Dragon Rage. Defense. Destruction. Throw one face-up monster on your side of the field to inflict 1,000 points of damage to both players' life points. Dark Deal. Great flush. I agree. Meteor Flare. Y Dragon Head. X Head Cannon. I'm probably going to go through these one day in the future and be like, why isn't everything facing the right way? V Tiger Jet. I never remember this one. Thousand Needle. Well, I mean, I never remember the name. Obviously. Neo, the Magic Swordsman. Puppet Plant. X-Hit Cannon. V Tiger Jet. D-Try. All monsters on your side of the field are.
Wow, she's hot!
Who's hot? Who's hot, Fizzy? All monsters on your side of the field are dragon monster types until the end of this turn. Weird. How you doing? Haribo! Elemental Hero Bubble Man. I had 3 of these. Wow. Elemental Hero Avion. Reincarnation. I have Spanish Monster Reborn. One smart fellow, he's felt smart. One smart fellow, he felt smart. One smart fellow, he's felt fuck. One smart fellow, he felt smart. One smart fellow, he felt smart. One smart fellow, he felt smart. There, did it. I am fucking Spanish Monster Reborn. Why do I have Spanish cards? I'll put that in with the Spanish Red Eyes. Spanish cards. I don't know why I have them, but I just I cannot express to you how funny it is that I have Spanish Red Eyes Black Dragon, and it's shiny on top of that. I don't know how I came into possession of this. But we have another gold rare. We have another gold rare. What is this? This is a cubic card. What is this? I can't read it. It's too shiny. I can't read it. This is Crimson Nova. There it is. Crimson Nova Trinity, the Dark Cubic Lord. I didn't actually play cubics. I should. I like that. So obviously the Dark Side Dimension, we watched on stream a couple times before. There's no VOD of that because duh. But we watched on stream a couple times before. But that's where the cubic cards sort of came out for the anime, and I fucking like these cards. These cards are cool. I should learn how to play cubics. Especially since I have a gold rare cubic card. Why not? Red Eyes Black Chick. Dark Scheme. Last Turn. Mystical Elf. Ninja Art Notebook. Cursed Armaments. Dark the Dragon Chamber. That's crazy. Not the card. The card's not crazy. I just didn't know I had the card. Dispel. Disciple of the Forbidden Spell. Seba Kirin. Super Hippo Carnival. I have a fucking pendulum shit. Miscellaneous. They have dinosaurs? Xyz Reversal. World Legacy Pawns. Mispolymerization. You can activate this card when a fusion monster is put on. Return all face-up fusion monsters on their field with respective fusion decks. That'll be funny against Yubel. Pharaoh's Treasure. That one's actually shiny. Shadow of Eyes. I do have another Paleo. I got Kurikara a couple days ago. Nice. I'm just going through some old cards that I haven't actually seen since like 2018. I would love to do like pack openings now that I have this camera. However, I am what you would call broke, so that probably will not happen for a very long time. I just learned how to play Paleo, so it's really funny that I have some of these cards. Which one is this? Target one face up monster on the field. Its attack and defense becomes half of its current attack and defense until the end of the turn. Once per chain, when a trap card is activated, while this card, you can special summon as a monster. There's 7 ways of monster effects, also measure. So you can have a monster attack. They just revealed new Jurak cards. They just revealed new Jurak cards. Let me check my sources. That's Rush Duel. He's a Crystron support that homie was talking about earlier. Get your game on with Arc Stars, which is I saw that came out, but I don't know what those cards are. Yeah, no, that's all I'm saying. I didn't see anything about Jurak. Also, is anyone really playing Jurak? Mind Drain. Oh, I have a Floodgate. Thanks. Activate this card by paying 1,000 life points. Effects of monsters in the hand cannot be activated. And if you look on Yu-Gi-Oh Organization.com, they have it there. That's what I was looking for. But I was actually looking specifically at new cards. Saggy the Dark Clown. Ancient Lamp. Hitoto no Mi. Judgment. Is it just me? Does Judgment look like Thanos? Like, it's not just me, right? This card always reminded me of Thanos. Damage Gate. Skullmark Ladybug. Magical Reflect Slime. Judgment is used in the anime by one of the big five. I recall this. Has a Destiny. Nightmare Steel Cage. Blind Destruction. Actually, the what's really funny is like the fucking burn deck, the gamble burn deck that I have in Master Duel. I actually could have made in real life. However, I was too stupid to know it back then. Oh, look, I have a Kaiba token. And it's shiny. I have a shiny Kaiba token. This is my boy! What's good, Kaiba? Hammer Shot. Hammer Shot. Look at this. Interdimensional Memory Transporter. Yellow Luster Shield. Tornado. Time Wizard! Oh, it's Spanish. Why do I have Spanish Joey cards? I have Mago del Tiempo. Mago del Tiempo. Fucking Lanzador del Coljuras. No, it's called J in Spanish. Coljuras. Lanza una moneda y elige cara o cruz. Si aciertas, destruye todos los monstruos en el campo de tu adversario. Si fallas, I haven't read Spanish in a while. Si fallas, destruye todos los monstruos en tu campo y Expes. I actually haven't seen it. Un daño igual a nivel del ataque total de los monstruos destruidos. Este efecto solo se puede usar durante tu una vez. That last part said you can only use the effect once per turn. I feel like it said an "and" only once that turn. But I'll put it in with the rest of the Spanish cards. With my fucking Spanish fucking Red Eyes Black Dragon. And check this shit out. I have a fucking crazy shiny anti-spell fragrance. I didn't even know I had it. Some of this shit is crazy that I didn't know I had. Blast, you know. Z Metal Tank. Sakaratsu. Trapo, Curse. Andre. That's shiny too? Element Magician? Man Knight. Shiny Magician of Black Chaos. Well, it's foil. It's foil Magician of Black Chaos. Which is, I think Magician of Black Chaos. Jinzo number 7. Full absorption. I definitely didn't read it. As far as just as words. Curse of Royale. Negate the activation of a card that includes the effect of the magic card. Remember in the card magic cards? A trap card destroyed. Divine Wrath. Return from the different oh, okay. Check this out. Oh man, why was this here? Can't believe I put that in there. All right, so you're gonna see this card and then you're gonna understand why I said that. So we have Return from the Different Dimension. We have Shiny Return from the Different Dimension. And then we have my super fucking foil gold rare Blue Eyes White Dragon. That is officially minced because the corner is gone. Yeah, I'm kicking old me right now. Get the fucking card sleeves, you asshole. make what's up. I have quick launch? What the fuck? They have a shiny quick launch. Jesus Christ, man. Could have been going crazy back in the day. One-time passcode. I would love to make like a token deck. I don't know how I would do that. Probably have to use the adventure engine. But I would love to make a deck that focuses around tokens specifically. Passcode. Silver. Finish it. Moon Envoy. Mammoth Graveyard. Giant Silver Stone. Man-Eater Bug. Doma, the Angel of Silence. Elemental Hero Wildheart. Move Trap. Pre-mat. Light of Intervention. Feather Wing. Battle Scarf. Pot of Generosity. Dragon Capricorn. Fusion Sage. Break. Drag down into the grave. When your opponent, you and your opponent look at each other's hands, select one card from each other's hands and discard that to the graveyard. That's trash. Pot of Generosity. Forbidden Dark Contract with the Swamp King. What the fuck? This is a fusion support, has to be right. Once per turn, you can special summon one DDD. Nope. DDD support. Monster from your hand in defense position, but its effects are negated. Turn, you can fusion summon one fiend type fusion monster from your hand deck using monsters from your hand in the field. Once per turn, you can fusion summon one fiend type fusion monster from your deck using monsters from your hand or field as fusion materials, including a monster special summon by the card with the above effect. Once per turn, during your standby phase, take 2,000 damage. Lust Will. Synchronized Realm. Monster Range. Dark World Lightning. Fright for Sanctuary. Range. Vampire Lord. Shiny Vampire. Cyber Network. Here's my Cyber Dragon. Is this one shiny? It's not. Or yeah. Canada. Back one face up. So, yeah. Crazy that I have Pale. Chain Destruction. Be gone, Move. Purchase Magician. Restore Health. Gravekeeper's Assailant. Javelin Beetle Pack. Good job. X-Saber Arabella. Vampire the Dark, Cyber Falcon, Steamroid, Drilleroid, Rottweiler. So far I got 3 wins and 1 lose on rank. Nice. What rank are you currently? I know rank just reset. See Metal Tank and secondary. Mystic Box. P-Mat. Magical Ghost. Here we go. Here's another gold rare for my cubics. What is it? Bronze 3? Good. Dark Garnex, the Cubic Beast. Cannot be normal summon or set. Must be special summon from your hand by sending one cubic monster you control to the graveyard. A special summon this way, this card gains 1,000 attack points. When this card destroys a monster by battle, you can target 2 B-Jump the cubic seed in your graveyard, send this card to the graveyard, and if you use special summon them. Then you can add 1 Blade the Garudia, the cubic beast from your deck to your hand. Crystron Impact. I can't believe I had Crystron shit. Ignites Unite. Didn't know I had Ignite stuff. BWXYZ Dragon Catapult Cannon. I had Raid Raptor stuff? Union Rider. Heroic Challenger. Warhammer. Wing Karibo level 10. Speedroy Den Daiko Duke. Mystic Mech. I'm trying to see if it's trying. Look at the secret arts. Flashbang. Dust Barrier. I see a shiny card in here. I'm about to be pissed on what it is. Machine King 300 BC. Cannot activate normal special normal or you cannot normal special summon monster the turn you activate this card. Once per turn during the main phase, contribute one machine monster. This card gains attack equal to the attack of the contributing monster. Add on until its turn. Interesting. Luminous Healer. Wow, look at that. I like the chunks. This one looks really nice. Metamorphomation. All Metaphors monsters control 300 attack defense. While Metaphors cards in your pendulum zone, Metaphors monsters except for effect monsters are unaffected by your opponent's card effects. Huh. I don't think I have any other Metaphors monsters, not that I know of. Hold on, I'm gonna mute real quick. It's gonna blow my nose. Hold on. You're mute. Oh shit, my bad. Well, I read all those T-Bit cards. I'm not gonna reread them. Thank you for getting the mic. I was laughing at fucking Bibi Dragon. And here's Baby Dragon. This one's shiny. Gemini Elf. Dynamic Power Load. What do I have there? Kaiser Coliseum. Change Your Heart. Shiny Change Your Heart. Wait, no. Did it just flash weird because of yeah, no, it just flashed weird because of the finish. Fusion Save. Guest Spot Base. Metal Foes Counter. Bountiful Artemis. Tyrant's Tantrum. Double Mana Crossout. Snatch Steal. W-Wing Catapult. You think I can say this one? Gogiga Gaga Gigo. There we go. Gogiga Gaga Gigo. Giga. Fusion device, straight flush, shift, chain detonation. What is this? Like 500 damage to your opponent. This card was activated as a chain link 2 or 3. And this card is add this card to the deck. Add this card to the deck and shuffle the card. What? If this inflict 500 damage to your opponent, if this card is activated as a chain 2 or 3. Add this card to the deck and shuffle it. If this card was activated as trailing 4 or higher, return this card to the hand. Path of the Destiny. Roots of Kazaki Studies. Suppression. Light Imprisoning Mirror. Cyber Ouroboros. Gazelle, King of Mythical Beast. Giant Rat. Skelling Angel. What's this? I had a Phantom Knights card? This is Phantom Knights rank up magic wand. I don't have Phantom Knights. Transcendent Wings. Two-pronged attack. Fusion recovery. The Dragon's Deed. Chain Destruction. Pedobedia. Elemental Recharge. Castle Walls. Berry Box. A hero emerges. Winged Karibo. God of the Deed. Anti-fusion device. Dragon capture jar. Oh, here it is. I just found my first Exceed. It's also shiny. Cubic. All right. Number 68. Xenophon and the Sky Person. I actually have this one in Master as it's a level 8. Gains 100 attack and defense for each monster in the graveyard. Once per turn, you can detach one material from this card until the end phase of your opponent's next turn. This card cannot be destroyed by card effects. Also, neither player can special summon monsters from the graveyards. Dark Knight Parshat. Oh, Dark Knight Parshat. Parshat. Winged Karibo. Trap Hole. Magical Thorn. Faustian Bargains. Jar Robber. Metaphys Factor. Inexperienced Spy. I have a lot of fucking cards that I just didn't look. I wonder why I have the fucking. I'm trying to figure out why I have the fucking gold rare Cupid cards, but nothing else. Like I have special gold rare Cupid cards, but like there's no other cards that go with it. You know what I mean? Like why? How did that happen? Oh Jesus! Look how damaged this one is. And then into heal spark me. Card Trooper. I have a lot of Christian cards. Here's another fucking here we go. What is this? Crimson Nova Trinity, the Dark Cubic Lord. I can't believe I never tried to play this. Must be fusion summoned with the above fusion materials. Cannot be special summoned by other ways. Cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects. When this card declares an attack, have your opponent's life point. When this card destroys a monster by battle, you can activate this effect. This card can make a second attack during the battle phase. If you take effect damage, inflict damage to your opponent. Inflict damage to your opponent equal to the damage itself. So I took a pause there to think about if that would work against Yubel. I don't think it does. Cyber Dragon. Hey, Cyber Dragon. This one's shiny. Cyber Dragon. There we go. Cubic Mandala. You know what? I think I've just decided I'm going to learn how to play Cubic. Just for fun. Why not? If you control a Cubic monster, activate this card by targeting any number of monsters that are in your opponent's graveyard because they were destroyed or said there this turn. Special summon this card to your opponent's field, but but each becomes attack 0 and has 1 cubic counter placed on it. Monsters with a cubic counter cannot attack, also negate its effects. While your opponent controls any of the monster's special summon by this effect, negate any monster effects your opponent activates. When the last of these monster level leaves the field, destroy this card. So, keeping $1 forces your opponent to have monsters that we can attack into. Gravity Bomb. Fairy of the Night Spring. The Gift of Greed. White Dragon. Usher Hurricane. Mausoleum of the Emperor. Performance Power Life Swordsman. I have Performance Power stuff. Inferno Reckless Summon. Chaos Swordsman. Wow, I can't believe I had this. Rare Metal Dragon. Hane. Buddha Celtic Guardian. Shiny Elemental Hero Neo. Minefield Driller. Suffertron Raptor. Cyber Falcon. It's just a fancy Falcon. Dragon Piper. Another Cubic card. The Cubic cards actually are still in pretty good condition, all things considered. Unlike my Blue Eyes. Oh, this is Dig of Destiny. I have a gold rare Dig of Destiny. When you take battle damage, draw 1 card. If this card is in your owner's control and is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can draw cards equal to the number of Dig Destiny. Angel Trumpeter. Zephyr Spectrum. Darkblade. Ritual Buster. Poison Mummy. Spirit of the Pot of Greed. Shrink. Red Potion. Red Medicine. Red Medicine and Red Medicine. Monster Reincarnation. Luminous Healer. Wing Karupa level 10. Pick a Dog Marin. Power of Babel. Penalty Game. No, it's not shiny. It's a rare. Bottomless Trap Hole. Magical Cylinder. Edition of Fate. Elemental Hero Avion. I have so many copies of Avion. Burst Breath. Fiend's Hander. Gravitic Orb. Pant in the Dark Clown. Mystic Beast Cerberus. Path of Destiny. Gift the Mystical Elf. Move Trap. Sorry, one of these cards is shiny. It makes it. 6 probability 0. Black Dragon Ninja. Kaiju Files. Here you go. Kaiju monsters. Fistron Impact. Battle Ox. X-Head Cannon. Mad Dog of Darkness. Accessory 0. Fire Darts. Straight Flush. Cyber Dragon. BWXYZ Dragon Catapult Cannon. XYZ Dragon Catapult. BW Tiger Catapult. YZ Tank Dragon. Let's play fucking what is it called? I'm gonna play fucking ABCs. I had enough cards to do it. Break Up Magic Skip Force. Negate Attack, Sakaratsu. Royal Magical Library. Apprentice Magician. Buster Blader! Monster Reincarnation. Oh, Spark Blaster. Nice. Vendred stuff. Sturgis. Vendred is the archetype based off of Spawn. The Metal Tank. Fusion Weapon. Soul Reverse. Witch of the Black Forest. Rod of the Mind's Eye. Skull Red Bird. And with this last batch right here, we'll be going through all of the cards that I pulled out. This is definitely not all of my cards, but I don't know what the rest of them. Because I know for a fact I had decks pre-built, and they're probably super damaged because I tied them together with hair ties. They're probably super damaged, but as soon as I find that, it was in a Kaiba tin. As soon as I find that tin, I'll try this for you guys. Which we're not going to worry about today. Alright. Diffusion wave motion. Boxer! Here's one of my blue eyes. Here's my other blue eyes. Scrap Iron Scarecrow. Oh, no wonder I like this card. I owned it. Probably used it. Fucking Ultra Rare Ring of Destruction. Or the... And the bots are out there. Twin-Headed Behemoth. Regular Magical Warrior. Copycat. Scapegoat. Yellow Luster Shield. Trapmaster, Dark Core, Warrior Die Gruffer, Celtic Guardian, Spell Striker, Evil Swarm O Lantern. I guess that's what that says. I don't know if that's O Lantern or Zero Lantern. O Lantern, probably. It's like Jack. Armed Dragon level 3, Beaver Warrior. Zubaba by the General, which I'm actually going to put up in the VW Tiger Catapult. Copy. Trap Jammer. The Warrior Returning Alive. Lunar Removal. Neo Space! Justice of Dalga. The Tiger Jet. Sorcerer's the Doom. Exit Cannon. Ancient Myth. Lycanthrope. Jesus Christ. I keep flipping the cards. What's up, Dan? How you doing? The Graveyard in the 4th Dimension. Add 2 monsters from your in your graveyard that have the level of their name. That's not great. Change of Heart. Mecha Phantom Beast Rat. That's not what I'm doing. Pestilence. Trapmaster, Heavy Freight Train Hurricane, Kibo Lord of the River, Soul of the Sword Eater, Trap Jammer, Release Restraint, Pigeonholed Book of Spells, Brain Control, Premature Burial. Oh, here we go. Spanish Monster Reborn, Monsturo Reencado. That's gonna go with the rest of the Spanish cards. Why do I have those? You have any Blue Eyes cards? Yes, we actually just went through my Blue Eyes cards. But here, they're on top. I'll show you. Yeah, here's 2 of them. I have a gold rare in there as well. Here's 2 of my Blue Eyes cards. Lucky. I think I got him out of a 10, so it's less luck and more I literally picked. Last Soul, Change of Heart, Fissure, New Metal Tank, Sever Kieran, Wing Catapult, Tsukuyomi. The huge revolution is over. When a spoiler trap card or monster effect is activated, that would destroy 2 or more cards in the field, negate the activation if you do banish. Just to break, Chain Heating, Flashbang. You got a Tongue Twister for me? Ray of Hope, Dragon's Gunfire, Faust Target, Gamble, Necklace of Command, Black Pendant, Ritual Weapon. What is this? First part of Woodchuck Chucking. I'll give you all of Woodchuck Chucking. How much wood would Woodchuck chuck if a Woodchuck could chuck wood? A Woodchuck wouldn't chuck any wood because a Woodchuck can't chuck wood. Card can only be equal to virtual monster of 6 or less. Increase the attack and defense bonus of the monster by 50. It's a really shitty card. Spell reproduction. Perform a power inflator taker. Fusion Fright Waltz. Legendary Knight Hermos for a Challenging Knight Watchman. Sunny Pixie. Voice Raider. This Voice Raider is actually in really good condition. Mispolymerization. Here's my Red Eye Spot Dragon. I know I had an actual Red Eye Spot Dragon, not the Spanish ones. Spell Purification, Retsu, Anti-Magic Prism, Remote Revenge, Fiendish Change, Elemental Hero Neos. Guy of the Fierce. I'm gonna have more Elemental Hero Neos than I do Red Eye Spot Dragon. Swift Guy of the Fierce Knight, Shield Crush, Rush Recklessly, Sonic Core, Dark Factory of Mass Production, Dark Blade, Blade Knight, Sunny Pixies, and Mechanical Hound. And that was all the cards. How much will the woodchuck check of woodchuck picture wood? Woodchuck checking. Alright, that was all my cards. Well, at least that I had right now. But I definitely have enough cards to try to do like build format. One of these days I'll figure out how to look. And by look how it works, I mean specifically like, you know, go to actual, maybe play local. Let me put this up real quick. I'm curious though. If I put all. How much money do I actually have in terms of the rare card? Does anyone know actually the website in which you would check your how much card is worth? These are particularly special. These are just more gear cards. These are fine. These are all fine. Won't be able to actually put those nicely the way that I want to, but it's fine. I'll worry about it differently. I put one card in like a sleeve. I also had this organized really poorly too. All right. So, as far as the dock cam goes, Looks like it works pretty well. Did anyone have any trouble looking at the cards? Alright, we're gonna take a quick break. I use the bathroom, and then we'll come back and we'll continue with the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! Have a plan. Back. Alright.
Welcome back.
Thank you. I've been finagled. By my headphones right now because I have, like I said, I did my hair and stuff is in my hair currently, so I can't put my headphones on correctly the way that I want to. All right, we're gonna go ahead and check out the history of Yu-Gi-Oh for 2008, and then I think we're good. We'll be good. Or is it 2007? No, 2008. We're on.
Following the end of 2007,
wait,
Mr.
Man, wait a minute. For anyone watching this, make sure you hit the original video and hit the like button on there. The video was made by the Law Yugioh, so go ahead and check him out and hit the like button on there. Also hit the like button on this video, because why not? You should.
Card releases that shook up the metagame significantly. Light and Darkness Dragon was released near the end of the year, already seeing mainstream success thanks to the last SJC of 2007 in San Mateo, slotting itself into Perfect Circle Monarchs like a glove, and a new face on the block, Dimensional Prison, had been released just after, waiting for its chance to prove itself in the upcoming metagame. The environment which these two occupied would be mostly static for the first month as we received the first set of the year, which judging from its contents was not poised to make nearly the impact desired. Duelist Packs Jaden Yuki 3 and Jesse Anderson. Release date January 26, 2008. Set type Duelist Packs. Major strategies Evil Hero, Crystal Beasts. Impact problem cards in later eras. Jaden 3 and Jesse did practically nothing on release that would shake up the metagame, but they did include a couple of cards that would make waves as the game progressed forward into later eras. From Jaden 3, the primary focus was on the Evil Heroes released in the latter half of 2007, with a couple of new cards to boost the strategy like Infernal Prodigy, who could be special summoned if you controlled no monsters, being considerable as tribute fodder for some decks, and Dark Calling, a Miracle Fusion-like spell that banished materials from the hand or grave for Evil Heroes, treating the fusion as if it was done by Dark Fusion, seeing usage as an OTK enabler for Dark Gaia OTK decks that had occasionally popped up. For Jesse Anderson, the cards here would be more generically focused, like Hand Destruction and Grave Squirmer, seeing some experimentation at the time but no widespread play. However, it did also release two cards that would become an issue far later down the road with Phantom Skyblaster and Grinder Golem, two monsters that could generate tokens in very different ways. Grinder Golem would see some experimentation at this point in time with the card Remove Brainwashing from Magician's Force, but mostly these two would be forgotten until around 2017 when a new era would bring them both back into the spotlight. SJC Orlando would take place the same day as these pack releases, and was extremely notable as the first true testing grounds for the recently released Dimensional Prison. While Perfect Circle Monarch would take the majority of top spots, Gadget had a particularly impressive showing here with a new battle trap in tow. Cedric Sequeira would win the day with Perfect Circle here, showcasing Light and Darkness Dragon with 2 copies in his main board. This would also be what is considered the end of Perfect Circle format, and rather abruptly too, as while the format was starting to show its true potential, the next core set would release 2 weeks later, and it would, without exaggeration, change everything about the game moving forward.
What, Synchro Monsters? Is it time for the Synchro?
Phantom Darkness. Release date February 13th, 2008. Set type Core Set. Major strategies Dark, Gemini, Gladiator Beast. Impact the beginning of the second Tier 0 format. Phantom Darkness was undoubtedly the most impactful set to the game released within the GX era, on par with Cybernetic Revolution. And it was because with its release came a monster so unbelievably powerful that it would warp the metagame around it for almost the remainder of the year. The monster in question was Dark Arm Dragon, a boss that could only be special summoned if you had exactly 3 darks in grave,
Yeah,
and could
I've heard
banish a
about
dark
this.
from grave to pop a card on field as many times as it wanted in a turn. Just as a reminder, at this point in time, priority was still in effect, meaning that the moment Dark Armed came down, it was popping something, even if the opponent had a removal option. This card released alongside a series of cards specifically designed to promote a dark monster strategy with graveyard dumping tools and swarming, such as Armageddon Knight, who dumped the dark from deck on summon, Dark Horus, Creator, and Nephthys, who all had similar summoning conditions to Dark Armed Dragon, just a little less effective presence or too high investment summon, and Dark Grepher and Allure of Darkness, which were both brand new TCG exclusives on release, providing additional grave filling and card draw to the deck that benefited the strategy greatly. Dark Armed Dragon decks, or DAD decks for short, would rapidly take over the meta following this release, which we'll see with the next SJC. While DAD did take the spotlight here almost immediately, there were still other releases in the set worth talking about as it applied to the game as a whole. Yubel was a new series of monsters and the cover monster of the set, able to cycle up their bosses if a previous version is destroyed by a card effect.
Because Yubel is now currently meta, with the support that's recently got, and it's very funny to me. I like Yubel. As long as it didn't stay for like too long, I'm okay with Yubel being meta. Saying
all unable to be destroyed by battle, all destroying anything that attacked
I'm pretty
them,
positive when it
burning
came out
the
though, it
opponent
wasn't
for
that
the
good.
monster's attack, Terror Incarnate destroying all monsters on the field except itself at the end phase of your turn, and Ultimate Nightmare able to apply the destroy and burn effects even if it's the one that's doing the attacking. Yubel and her brood would see absolutely no play at this point in time, but a notable point for them was also that Yubel's floating condition could be triggered by popping her while she's still in the hand, which would be notable if a card ever could do that specifically. Cyber Valley was a new monster that could banish itself in various situations to net the controller draws or recursion, able to banish itself when attacked to draw 1 and end the battle phase, banish itself and another monster on your field to draw 2, or banish itself and a card from your hand to stack a card in grave on top of the deck. Out of all of these effects, one probably stood out the moment I mentioned it, and yes, that's why it was played. Cyber Valley not only stalled an entire battle phase on its own, warranting a monster removal prior to the battle phase, but also replaced itself with a card draw, similarly to how Card Trooper did before. Gemini received a few new pieces here with Gemini Lancer, Future Samurai, and the one worth mentioning, Gigaplant, with an effect similar to
so
letting you
when we were playing Attack Force 6, this is the one, this Gigaplant was the card that Shiza used all the time.
revive plants and insects from the grave, which was particularly useful for Gemini strategies as that meant you could revive Blazewing Butterfly or the new TCG exclusive Lonefire Blossom, who could tribute off a plant once per turn, including itself, to summon any plant from deck, which could be another Gigaplant. Gladiator Beast would receive a couple of new pieces in Darius, who revives a Gladiator Beast in grave on his tagout summon, and Proving Grounds, a search spell for Gladiator Beast monsters, which would give the deck a little more power, enabling easier access to Heraclinos. Super Ancient Deep Sea King Sekelacanth would see some experimentation at the time with various fish strategies, but see no success in the short term. However, it would become relevant fairly soon after this with an FTK deck in the near future. Super Polymerization let you fusion summon using monsters from either field without the opponent getting to respond, being referred to as Spell Speed 4 in the community, which at this point was way ahead of its time. Fusion materials at this stage were still mostly rigid with very few generic fusions in the current pool.
I like Super Poly for as a removal.
But would rise in popularity as more and more generic fusions became available. Lastly, Zombie would see a significant release here with Goblin Zombie, an OCG import card that had actually been in the OCG for 5 years prior to this release, being a promo from a Reshef of Destruction game guide in 2003. Goblin Zombie milled the opponent for 1 when it dealt battle damage, and searched a zombie from deck with 1200 or less defense when sent to grave, being mandatory and couldn't miss timing, being among some of the only searchers of its kind, alongside Sangan and Witch of the Black Forest. SJC Houston would be the first testing grounds of this release, taking place 10 days later on February 23rd, and the new dominant threat of DAD was apparent. 9 of the top 16 went to the newly created DAD return strategies, which aim to abuse DAD's banish pop effect with return from the different dimension, escape from the dark dimension, and dimension fusion to quickly swarm and control a board to end the game. In addition to DAD return strategies, Explosion OTK would see a significant boost in popularity here thanks to Cyber Valley.
Sorry, I'm looking at the deck list. What card is it?
Explosion OTK.
Magical Explosion. Activate only when you have no cards in your hand. Inflict 200 damage to your opponent for each spell card in your graveyard. That's got to be bad by now, right? Because it's got to be super easy to get cards in the graveyard.
Would see a significant boost in popularity here thanks to Cyber Valley, who provided either stalling with his battle phase ending effect or draw power with his banishing effect, making the spell grinding that much more effective. However, neither one of these strategies would take the event. Jonathan Moore, or more commonly known as House of Champs to the community, would win the event with 6 Samurai, being a surprising run for the deck to have in the newly oppressive metagame. This would be followed by a ban list update on March 1st, aimed at balancing the meta from the previous few months, but seeing as how Phantom Darkness had just released, it most likely wouldn't be hitting Dad at all. Newly banned were Breaker the Magical Warrior and Magician of Faith, who seemed to be consistently moving on and off the ban list, and Call the Haunted, aimed specifically at the zombie decks of late 2007 abusing it with Card of Safe Return. Newly limited were Ryza as a hit to Monarch strategies, Advanced Ritual Art as a hit to the Demise OTK, Monster Reborn, returning from 0, Nobleman of Crossout, down from 2 as a generic staple hit, and Ojama Trio as a nerf to Baboon Burn strategies. Newly semied were Cyber Dragon as a machine and a generic nerf, Light and Darkness Dragon as a nerf to Perfect Circle, Necroface in response to a potential mill deck with the new Phantom Darkness cards, Foolish Burial as it was synergistic with the new Dark cards, and Book of Moon, Mage Power, and Magical Stone Excavation, all up from 1. Lastly, released from the list here were Apprentice Magician, Green, Yellow, and Red gadgets, Jinzo, Creature Swap, Pot of Avarice, and Reckless Greed, all up from 2. SJC Costa Mesa would follow directly after this list a week later on March 8th, and with it, we'd see the absolute dominance of Dad return on the meta now that its primary competition of Perfect Circle had been nerfed so significantly. 21 of the top 32 at this event were Dad return, cementing it as an absolute menace on the format with no other deck even coming close to dethroning it. With Lazaro Bolito taking the event with it, claiming the first copy of the new SJC.
I guess limiting or banning cards that just come out would probably not be a smart choice for Konami. So it makes sense why he didn't do that. But like, damn, bro, gave no one else a fighting chance.
Card Doom Caliber Knight along with it, which itself was a powerful threat in a deck like Dad Return. There was also a new Duelist Pack Collection 10 released between Costa Mesa and Columbus, but the only card of note it brought was Card Ejector, which was so significantly too slow for the meta that it was almost instantly forgotten. SJC Columbus took place just 3 weeks after Costa Mesa on March 29th, and we'd see similar results with Dad Return taking 13 of the top 16 for this event. There was a single new deck that did pop up from this event, being Spell Economics FTK, which aimed to use Spell Economics in combination with Dark Magician of Chaos to cycle Dimension Fusion indefinitely, powering some tribute to burn monsters to clean up the game like Toon Cannon Soldier or Shadow Priestess of Ohm, who would tribute DMOC constantly to put it back out of play, revive it with Dimension Fusion, return Fusion to hand, and repeat. Jerry Wang would win the event with Dad Return, incorporating the Cyber Valley engine into the deck with machine duplication to provide significant drawing power. If it seemed like Dad decks were already overpowered in the meta, it was about to get significantly worse, as the next structure deck released 3 days later would spike its power up yet again. The Dark Emperor. Release date April 2nd, 2008. Set type, structure deck. Major strategies, macro. Impact, the rich get richer. The Dark Emperor structure deck was the 12th TCG structure deck, and it seemed to be learning from all of the mistakes of the previous structure decks by releasing some of the highest concentrations of both good new cards for use in the meta, as well as reprints for big cards of the time. In terms of new cards, Caius the Shadow Monarch would give Ryza some actual competition for the title of Best Monarch, banishing 1 card on field on Tribute Summon, then burning the opponent for 1,000 if you banished a Dark Monster.
That's really
Matching
good,
the new macro end boss, the deck also brought Dimensional Alchemist, which banished the top card of your deck once per turn to gain 500 attack that turn, returning a banished monster to hand when destroyed, and DDR, Different Dimension Reincarnation, which acted like premature burial for banished monsters, taking a discard instead of life points. These 3 cards would all see usage following this release, with DDR finding its way into Dad Return decks immediately, while Caius and Alchemist would take a little time to find their place in the metagame. Although once it was figured out, Caius would move from here to be one of the most important staple pieces of the metagame. As for reprints, this set pulled no punches, reprinting Kaiku, Bazoo, Exiled Force, Banisher of the Radiance, DD Warrior, Warrior Lady, Scout Plane, Survivor, Master, and Assailant, MST, Knock, Soul Release, Rhoda, Econ, Vortex, Braincon, D-Fissure, Return, Torrential, Bottomless, Karma Cut, and Macro, making this one of the most concentrated bursts of good reprints ever up until this point. And the reprint train wouldn't stop here, as on the same day, the first in a popular long line of reprint sets would also be released, showcasing some of Yu-Gi-Oh's best and worst reprint practices in one place.
T-Mock.
Gold Series. Release date, April 2nd, 2008. Set type, reprint set. Major strategies, staples of the meta for the last few years. Impact, tendencies on full display. The first ever Gold Series was released in April of 2008, and with it would come a staple of Yu-Gi-Oh for the foreseeable future, regular reprint sets. After a meta card has been available for usually around a year, it will be made available for reprint sometime in the near future alongside other meta viable cards in a condensed reprint set, which can include reprints of cards from many years prior if they've popped up in meta viability recently. Gold Series was the first set to truly do this to the extent we know today, bringing reprints of popular meta cards like Jinzo, Don Zalug, Breaker the Magical Warrior, DD Warrior Lady, D-Mock, Cyber Dragon, Silva and Gold, Doomdozer, Grandmaster of the Six Samurai, Chimera Tech Overdragon, Heavy Storm, Rhoda, Braincon, Mirror Force, Torrential, Rivalry of Warlords, Skill Train, and probably the most substantial reprint of all, Crush Card Virus, being its first reprint since its stint as the SJC prize card of early 2007. However, there's a catch with this particular reprint, being the first real instance of short printing in Yu-Gi-Oh! Crush Card Virus was so heavily short printed in this run of Gold Series that it was rumored to only be in 1 out of every 5 cases of Gold Series, which was unquestionably one of, if not the absolute worst, cases of short printing in the entire history of the game.
That's crazy. So, there's obviously going to be some kind of luck on pulls in terms of like getting cases like that, but like, or sets like that, but like to short print it like that is insane. It's a little scummy, not gonna lie.
This was not made clear prior to the set's release, and almost overnight, the card once again shot up into the hundreds for a single copy, which was made even worse by the fact that the undeniably best deck in the format played the card as a staple piece of the deck. SJC Minneapolis would be held a little over a week later on April 12th, and once again, Dad Returned would be the most dominant in the tournament, with many builds now opting for the newly released DDR as an extension piece. We would also see the return of zombies in the meta with a 4th place finish, using Solemn Judgment at its full 3 copies as a way to count out the dads in the format, as negating the summon would prevent a priority pop and put their dark count in grave at 4. This wasn't the only deck to make a surprise appearance, with first place going to Paul Levitin on Gladiator Beast, giving him his second SJC win, similarly playing Triple Judgment in addition to Triple Shadow Imprisoning Mirror in the main deck to counter out Dad. Even with other decks finally finding a footing into the meta, it was clear that Dad Return was far overtuned, and on May 9th, an emergency ban list would go into effect to attempt to quell the menace. Dimension Fusion was banned, Return from the Different Dimension was limited, and Allure of Darkness was semi-limited here. All hits concentrated on bringing Dad's presence in the meta back down by a substantial amount. And there was no clear picture of the results from this than SJC Nashville the next day on May 10th, where Dad Returned would claim a staggering 14 spots in the top 16, showing that the nerfs were effectively useless to the deck's performance, taking all 8 spots in the top 8. The 2 Monarch strategies are worth noting here, however, as both had swapped to using Caius as their primary Monarch of choice, with Gravekeeper Monarch being exceptionally interesting as its field spell Necro Valley prevented a good portion of what Dad decks aimed to accomplish. Jason Holloway would win the day on Dad Return, showcasing how the deck had adapted to the ban list, adding in copies of Escape from the Dark Dimension to offset the lack of fusion and returns, in addition to pivoting to a more Perfect Circle core, to offset the losses in the Dad core. relief would soon arrive for the format from this period, as the next set would aim to balance out the overwhelming presence of dark decks in the format with the introduction of a few light ones to counter them out.
So it is it is my understanding that light and dark are the most heavy prevalent monsters in Yu-Gi-Oh, which is why I think this year they were doing the year of fire, because they wanted to make fire cards a lot better, which is why like Snake Eyes and everything is relevant as it is currently. Which is cool. I like that they did that. I just wish that it wasn't for as long, or there's something different going on in terms of the current meta. But I like that they're giving focus on other attributes at the moment. That's pretty cool, especially with how intense imagine if they didn't ban all of the chaos cards. That shit would still be going crazy.
2008. Right. Set type, core set. Major strategies, Lightsworn, Arcana Force, Battery Man. Impact, balancing out the format. Light of Destruction was the second core set of 2008, and it would bring waves of new archetypes and support for older ones that would effectively balance out the Dad Return meta landscape, with most support waves being focused on light monsters. Similarly to how Phantom Darkness focused on darks, with even a couple of generic light pieces like Guardian of Order, a TCG exclusive that could special summon itself if you controlled 2 or more light monsters, and Honest, who could be discarded from your hand during the damage step to have your monster gain the attack of the monster it was battling, giving all light decks a generic battle trick that would win you any combat. Its headliner archetype was Lightsworn, a series of light monsters that had powerful effects on the condition of sending cards from the top of the deck to the graveyard at some point, usually at the end of the turn, an effect which we will be referring to as its community term of milling from now on. These members included Jane, who boosted to 2100 when attacking and milled 2 in the end phase, Lila, who could move itself to defense mode to pop a spell or trap and milled 3 in the end phase, Garoth, who milled 2 anytime a Lightsworn monster milled, drawing 1 for each Lightsworn monster milled by this effect, Lumina, who could discard a card to revive a Lightsworn monster, milling 3 in the end phase, Raiko, who popped a card on flip effect, milling 3 when it did, Wolf, who special summoned itself if milled, unable to be summoned normally, Celestia, who milled 4 on Tribute Summon to destroy 2 cards the opponent controlled, Kragoneth, who gained 300 attack and defense for every different Lightsworn name in the grave and dealt piercing damage, milling 3 in the end phase, and the payoff card for the entire archetype, Judgment Dragon, who could be special summoned from the hand if you had at least 4 differently named Lightsworn monsters in grave, could pay 1000 life points to nuke the board, and milled 4 in the end phase. Judgment Dragon.
Alright. I think Lightsworn is one of the solo mode things in Master Duel. But wow, that is Judgment Dragon seems kind of crazy for that time. The Lightsworn themselves were like, that's cool, but like Judgment Dragon itself was like, surprise, bitch.
Dragon itself was such a powerhouse thanks to the priority rule, able to hit the board and nuke it before the opponent got a chance to respond, and fulfilling its summoning condition was extremely simple thanks to the milling effect of all the Lightsworn cards.
Yeah, that is insane.
In addition to this baseline, they also received Solar Recharge, which sent a Lightsworn from hand to grave to draw 2 and mill 2, and the TCG exclusive monsters Arcus, who gave your Lightsworns targeting protection and milled 2 in the end phase, and Erin, who shuffled any defense monster she attacked into the deck and milled 3 in the end phase. Lightsworn would move from here to be a major player in the space mostly thanks to the raw power of Judgment Dragon, but would suffer many of the same weaknesses as Dad Return due to their bosses having similar summoning mechanics, causing it to occasionally get caught in the crossfire. Arcana Force would be the other new archetype introduced here, being a series of monsters whose effects are either beneficial or detrimental to the user based on the results of a coin flip on summon, with practically all of them being subpar for the current metagame, although Zero the Fool would see some play purely due to it being a settable wall similar to Marshmallow, who was limited at the time.
Hold on. This card cannot be destroyed by battle. Alright, you can set it and then it just can't be destroyed. This card cannot be changed to defense position except with a card effect. When this card is summoned, toss a coin and gain the appropriate effect, which we don't care. Negate the effects of cards on your target's side and destroy them. Negate your opponent's card effects and target this card.
Some play purely due to it being a settable wall similar to Marshmallow, who was limited at the time.
You can set it,
Battery Man would receive a significant wave of support here for an archetype that saw very little put into it to begin with, giving them Charger, who summoned a Battery Man from deck on Tribute Summon, Microcell, who special summoned a lower level Battery Man from deck on flip, then drew a card when destroyed after, and Industrial Strength, who could special summon itself by banishing 2 Batterymen Engrave and could banish a Thunder Engrave to pop a monster and spell or trap on field. The support would put some eyes on Batteryman as a strategy, but there were still too few power cards to make the deck work at the time. On the other side of the pond, you had Frogs, who received 2 new support
I know
pieces
Frogs
in
are good.
Unifrog, who could attack directly and, if you controlled another
But then again,
frog
they were
when you
in
did,
the
destroy a
they
spell
were
or
in
trap on
2007,
field,
so.
and Substitoad, who could tribute a monster
That
on
card is
field
good.
to summon a frog from the deck. Substitoad was seen as incredibly useful out the gate thanks to its ability to turbo out a Treeborn frog from the deck, but it failed to make a splash in the meta at the time due to the lack of a proper payoff for loading the grave with frogs at the time, outside of Monarch-related strategies, which were already weaker in the current state of the game. Jinzo Returner was an interesting piece of support aimed at retraining the previous Jinzo number 7 into a monster that properly supported the titular monster who didn't exist at number 7's release, able to attack directly and summon Jinzo from the grave when it was sent to grave, destroying the summoned Jinzo at the end phase, but was primarily intended to help summon Jinzo Lord, who could only be special summoned by tributing a Jinzo on field, had the same trap negate effect, and could destroy all face-up traps to burn the opponent for each. While Lord saw effectively no play, Returner would find an interesting home in the coming months that we'll talk about soon. Volcanic
It's
Queen was a weaker
interesting
version of
interesting that Lord didn't find any play. But then again, I guess it would be I guess that's too it's too slow in the sense that you would need to do too much in order to get it out. It's the same problem with that one card, the one Dark Magician card we saw in 2000, I think it was 2007. That's you have to tribute Dark Magician to get this card out. It's probably okay, but it's too slow. And I guess the effect is just not worth it as well. It could be, it's only 2,600, which is only 200 more points, attack points than Jinzo. So I guess I can see why no one played that.
Of Lava Golem in many ways, only taking 1 tribute to summon and giving the choice of either a tribute or a burn, but it also allowed the opponent to burn back with its effect, making it noteworthy but not too useful for the time. Golden Ladybug could be revealed in hand every turn to gain 500 life points, which would be seen from time to time in stall strategy side decks, specifically those centered around Final Countdown in later years thanks to its ability to win in time. Phantom Dragon was seen as a sort of counter to the special summon heavy decks, allowing you to summon it on the opponent's turn at the cost of 2 of your own monster card zones in addition to the one it copied, seeing occasional side deck play. Golden Bamboo Sword was an interesting payoff to the previously released Broken Bamboo Sword, letting the controller draw 2, which would see experimentation in FTK decks. Limit Reverse was effectively called the Haunted for weaker monsters, seeing experimentation in some strategies. Summon Limit was a continuous trap that limited both players to a total of 2 summons in a turn, which would see heavy amounts of side deck play over the years. Fossil Dyna Pachycephalo was an OCG import that, when flipped, destroyed all special summon monsters on the field and prevented special summoning while on the field, being incredibly powerful for stun strategies. Lastly, and without question most importantly, Gladiator Beast Gazaris was a contact fusion of Bestiari and any other Gladiator Beast monster, popped 2 cards when summoned, and could tag out for 2 Gladiator Beasts instead of just 1. This singular card would completely shift the entire fundamental core of Gladiator Beasts as a whole, as now any 2 Gladiator Beasts could make Gazaris through a combination of tagging out and chaining effects, which would greatly swing a game into your favor. With this release, Gladiator Beasts would see a significant shift in their meta presence over the coming months.
Even in the Master Duel solo
starting
thing,
with SJC St. Louis on May 24th.
I know they're good, but I don't
Gladiator
like
Beasts would take 6 of the top 16 spots, finally pushing Dad Return off the pedestal it had held since Phantom Darkness. This primary shift, as we can see in Stephen Harris's first place list from this event, was the inclusion of elemental hero Prisma, who had an extremely unique feature for Gladiator Beast decks by being able to reveal Gazaris in the extra deck to mill a Bestiari from deck and copy its name, allowing Prisma to be contact fused with any other Gladiator Beast into Gazaris, or to use Test Tiger on it, tagging it out for Darius, who could then revive the Bestiari milled to contact fuse that way. This particular interaction became so integral to the core of Gladiator Beasts over the coming months as the deck would rapidly rise into the top deck of the format, making this period known in the community as Gladiator format due to the deck's absolute dominance. As for other newer faces in the format, Machine OTK received an interesting facelift by integrating the Phantom Darkness Dark support pieces with Jinzo and Returner, who could be dumped from the deck to revive a Jinzo sitting in grave, allowing the user to stun any form of responses the opponent might have to a sudden Dark Arm Dragon push. While this deck was Machine OTK, it effectively mixed the Dad package into the previous Machine package, making it a new beast entirely. Ocean Control, though it had popped up a few times prior to this, would make another appearance here, being primarily focused
This is
around...
different. There's no Umi here, so I guess this is specifically different from Umi Control, which is, you use the Umi cards.
looping various hero monsters
It's called Ocean Control because of Elemental Hero Ocean. I don't remember this card. Once returned during your standby phase, you can target what hero monster you control, or in your graveyard, return that target to your hand.
using Hero City and Ocean, with plenty of text from the meta sprinkled in, like Shadow and
Wait.
monsters using Hero City.
Once returned during your main phase, if you control a card. If you control this card, you can target one elemental hero monster in your graveyard that was destroyed by battle and special summon that target.
And Ocean, with plenty of text from the meta sprinkled in, like Shadow Imprisoning Mirror and Solemn Judgment. Lightsworn would see its first top here, interestingly including 3 Card of Safe Return, which could trigger off your Wolf and Luminous summons as an easy way to draw for Judgment Dragon. It also included Necrogardna, who was a great mill off the Lightsworn effects and could double as a Crush Card Virus target. Lastly, Counter Fairy made another appearance here, taking advantage of the various counter traps legal at the time like Dark Bribe, Divine Wrath, Magic Drain, and Solemn Judgment, alongside Bountiful Artemis and Harvest Angel of Wisdom to benefit from them or loot them, providing powerful control. US Nationals would follow a month later on June 21st, and we'd see similar results to St. Louis, with Gladiator Beast being the deck to beat in the format. However, a large deviation from the usual Dad return structure was made here in the creation of Dad Turbo, a deck entirely focused on turboing through your deck as fast as possible to generate advantage and to summon out Dad to end the game, foregoing the usual return inclusion for more draw power. This was primarily thanks to the Destiny Hero package.
But because you only have to have exactly 3 dark monsters in the graveyard. How do you? Well, I mean, I guess you have DD Crow. I don't know. I can't tell. Dark Riffer, I think that's what that card is. D-Mock. The fucking Disc Elemental Hero. And the Vision Hero. And whatever that one is on the far right. I guess if you only have so many dark monsters, it's fine.
That had already been staple in Dad Return up until this point, with one deck list here going so far as to include Limit Reverse as a way to continuously summon back Disc Commander for his draw 2 effect. Chris Bowling would win the event with Gladiator Beast, seeing very little change in the deck structure since St. Louis. The European Championships were held the same day, and similarly, the top 8 breakdown showed a serious favor for both Gladiator Beast and Dad decks, both return and turbo variants. Vasilis Bulbasakos would win the event with Gladiator Beast 2, with a couple of extremely noteworthy additions to his list. The first was Soul Taker, which was an additional piece of monster removal to get the ball rolling and to force targets like Cyber Valley to be unable to resolve their effects. The second, and far more impactful for the long term of the game, was the inclusion of Raikou. Gladiator Beast specifically at this stage had a bit of a mind game going with this angle, as most players would assume Gladiator Beast leaving a set monster on the board would be Haplomus, who you wouldn't want to attack and give the opponent a free tag out. By including Raikou here, Vasilis could usually get it to the next turn, where they could flip it and choose their target then, breaking a more established board rather than taking the pickings when attacked into. This inclusion of Raikou would slowly become more and more staple in the format as a generic removal tool that just happened to also mill you, proving to be a great asset for many decks. Canadian Nationals would follow a week later on June 28th, and we'd once again see Gladiator Beast as a top threat, with Lazaro Bolito taking first place for the second time this year, this time on Gladiator Beast, who opted to tech one Wabuku to guarantee combat survival for his beasts. Last for this block, SJC Philly would take place a week later on July 5th, and we'd once again see similar results from Gladiator Beast, but with a little more variety outside of their chunk of the top cut. For starters, Soul Control had picked up significant popularity here, using Royal Oppression to counter out the Gladiator Beast summons, and Prime Material Dragon as a way to counter out Gazaris, still using Monarch powerhouses like Caius, Ryza, and Thessalos to boot.
Wait, any effect that would inflict damage to a player increases life points by the same amount. Instead, during either player's turn, when a card effect is activated that would destroy monsters on the field, you can send one card from your hand to the graveyard, negate the activation if you do destroy it.
The other was the first meta appearance of Lightsworn Monarch, seeing a single top spot, mixing the engine of Soul Control with Lightsworn to enable powerful tribute plays while setting up Judgment Dragon or Celestia pushes. Michael Kohanem would win the event with Gladiator
Again,
Beast,
cool trophy.
being the 5th event in a row won by the new meta powerhouse, seeing little to no difference in his variant from the other winning lists. The national season would end with this event, followed by a pack that many were not necessarily the most excited for, but was definitely a welcome inclusion for a couple of specific reprints. Retro Pack. Release date, July 8th, 2008. Set type, reprint set. Major strategies, DM era staples. Impact, seemingly out of nowhere reprints. So Retro Pack was an extremely weird pack, even in its own time. This pack, being the first ever European exclusive pack, was intended to bring a few cards that had only been released as promos in the US to the European market for the first time, like Blastsphere, Copycat, and Relieve Monster, all of which were shown.
I don't know what the other two is, but Copycat, I think I had one of those in one of my other deck boxes because Copycat is good. If you just need to like copy a monster's stats and beat over it or crash into it. Blastsphere. This face down defense position card is attacked by an opponent's monster before damage calculation. Equip this card to the attacking monster. Then, during your opponent's next standby phase, destroy the monster that's really slow. Destroy this monster that is equipped to it, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the attack of the destroyed monster had on the field. That's slow, but that's pretty decent. That's alright. That's a good, ooh, surprise, bitch. Relieve monster. When an opponent's monster declares an attack, target one monster you control. Return that target to the hand, and then special summon one level 4 monster from your hand.
Shonen Jump promos in the US, but never released in the EU. It also brought reprints of many DM era staples like Regeki, Graceful Charity, and Painful Choice, but the issue lies in the fact that many of these cards had already been banned for some time at this point, making their reprints questionable. SJC Honolulu would take place just 4 days later on July 12th, and, surprise surprise, the meta hadn't really shifted from the national season, seeing a slight shift in the popularity of Soul Control and the inclusion of Fossil Dyna into some lists, but aside from that, very minor. Mario Matthew would take the event with Gladiator Beast, playing 3 copies of Anti-Spell Fragrance as a way to stun dad decks for a turn while he set up Gazaris lines. SJC Toronto took place 2 weeks later on July 26th, and this would be without question one of the best events for Gladiator Beasts, seeing them take a whopping 12 of the top 16, seeing Lazaro Bolito take his 3rd major event victory of the year with Gladiator Beast once again, being a similar list to his previous Canadian Nationals win. The only other thing to talk about with this particular event was the single top from a fairly new deck in Phantom Turbo, which aimed to load the grave with powerful Dark Monster bosses, then copy their effects with Phantom of Chaos, including cards like Destiny Hero Plasma, Dark Arm Dragon, and the Dark Creator. Although the meta had effectively sat still for the past few months, changes were coming, and whether they could be considered good or bad would entirely depend on who you asked. Premium Pack 2. Release date, July 31st, 2008. Set type, OCG import set. Major strategies, Elemental Hero, Zombies, Fairy. Impact, mostly bulk, 1 sleeper powerhouse. Premium Pack 2, similar to the first, was an OCG import set almost entirely focused on bringing over the OCG imports we had not yet received, with a focus placed on the pieces from the GX manga. For those who are unaware, the GX manga is actually extremely different from the anime following the same characters.
Yeah, so for anyone who hasn't experienced the manga, it's probably worth reading it because it's very different. The original Yu-Gi-Oh Duel Monsters is largely the same, for the most part, but every manga after that is really different. Like there's just different monsters, different story arcs. I think they follow the same story beats, but still different story arcs. If you haven't read it, you should read it.
Being a rotating threat each season, it's entirely focused on a single central antagonist searching for the Planet series monsters. Many of the rather odd legacy support pieces you probably know from the TCG, alongside some other out-of-place bosses, came from this side series, which I'll have to cover another day as it's extremely interesting, but for now we did receive a few new cards. For Elemental Heroes, we received Woodsman, Nosp, Heat, Lady Heat, Terra Firma, Inferno, and Voltic.
So out of those,
Heat,
Nos, I don't know. I've never seen that card in my life.
Cards. For Elemental Heroes, we received Woodsman.
I know Woodsman.
Nosp.
Never seen this. Each time a card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, it gains 100 attack and loses 100 defense. While you control another face-up elemental hero monster, your opponent cannot target this card for an attack, and this card can attack your opponent directly.
Heat, Lady Heat, Terra Firma, Inferno, and Voltic, all of which are used by Jaden in the manga, and all of which saw little to no success on release, with the only one seeing experimentation being Voltic as a way to recur your pieces banished for Miracle Fusion in later formats.
Wouldn't they use
Fairy
Heat or Lady
strategies would
Heat
receive
for
Mackenzie's cards Athena,
well, I mean, I guess not
who
at this
burn
time,
the
never
opponent anytime a fairy is summoned, and could cycle a fairy on field for a fairy engraved once per turn,
Athena looks cool
Hecatrix,
here.
who searched for Valhalla, and Valhalla the Hall of the Fallen, which let you special summon a fairy monster from hand if you controlled no monsters. Athena was left behind the moment she was released, not being worth experimenting with as she was slow in the current format, although Hecatrix and Valhalla would be experimented with in the current counter fairy strategies. We would also receive the boss of Konihata Snake deck in Evil Dragon Inanta, who could be summoned by banishing all reptiles
Hey,
and
that's a SMT
gain
demon.
600 attack and defense for each, and destroy a card on field at the end of every turn. Last, and most importantly, we'd receive Bastion's Mizuki, a zombie that could banish itself from grave
Mizuki's
to
good.
revive
I
another
play this
zombie.
in my.
This card would become
I think it just
integral
comes
to
with the
later
zombie deck
zombie
in Master
strategies,
Duel.
not only as a body, but as an additional piece of extension for the
Or is it
strategy to
Gozu?
continue
One of them.
reviving
Both of them.
monsters even after most of your revival spells were used up. This, however, was just the warm-up set release, as under a week later, the year's starter deck would release, and it would break the useless starter deck streak of the previous years by providing a completely new concept to the game that would change how we played Yu-Gi-Oh forever. Starter Deck
There it
5Ds. Release date August 5th, 2008. Set type Starter Deck. Major strategies Synchron. Impact the soft launch of a new era. The 5D Starter Deck is considered to be the official start of the 5Ds era of Yu-Gi-Oh, and with it came the first new extra deck mechanic ever to the game, Synchros. On paper, Synchros seem to be effectively a mesh of fusions and rituals, being housed in the extra deck like fusions but taking generic materials like rituals, requiring sending monsters from the field to grave whose total levels equal the new Synchro monster you were wanting
It's an interesting way to think of it. Yeah, I guess it is like ritual. Anyway,
to summon, requiring one of those to be the newly designated tuner monsters, which were enablers for Synchro summoning. In this initial wave, we received the first tuner monsters, Toon Warrior, Water Spirit, Magna Drago, Frequency Magician, and most importantly, Junk Synchron, who's by far the best of this initial batch thanks to being an instant level 5 Synchro by itself. And the first Synchro monsters, Junk Warrior, Gaia Knight the Force of Earth, and Colossal Fighter. Of these initial
Gaia Knight I know is used because it's just a decent beater. Colossal Fighter I know for a fact is used because when it gets sent to the graveyard, it can special summon a warrior monster in the graveyard. It does not specify it cannot summon itself. So you can literally just bring it back. And Junk Warrior is cool.
initial monsters, the only one that would be considered a newly coined extra deck staple from this batch was Colossal Fighter, whose
there it
Warrior
is.
Revive on Destruction effect did not exclude himself, meaning that if it was destroyed in battle, it could revive itself infinitely. In addition to this introduction, reprints here would include Mystic Tomato, Exiled Force, Smashing Ground, and Lightning Vortex, which while most had been effectively phased out due to power creep, were still extremely useful reprints to have. The World Championships would take place 4 days later on August 9th in Berlin, Germany, and it would be a send-off for the GX era in its own way, being one of the last tournaments without Synchros present in extra decks, as that major push wouldn't happen for another month. As expected from the previous results, Gladiator Beast would take the majority of the top cut, also taking the World Championship title piloted by Musoka Kazuki of Japan. One of the surprise performances though came from Dimensional Skill Drain Beat, or as it would be colloquially referred to as Macro Drain, being a collection of powerful beaters under Skill Drain paired with Burden of the Mighty, which was a video game promo card from
Each face-up monster your opponent kills is 100 attack times its own level. I've seen this card.
the same set as Dimensional Prison that lowered opponents' monsters' attack by 100 for each of their levels, making it easier to win Skill Drain beatdown trades. SJC Indianapolis would also take place just 1 week later after Worlds on August 16th, and similarly, Gladiator Beast would once again dominate the tournament, winning the event piloted by Robert Ackerman as a last hurrah for the deck before the 5Ds era began in full. Aside from the usual suspects, we would also see one more unique deck top the event, being Hero Beat, building on the success of Macro Drain from the World Championship to use a similar strategy with the high attack values of heroes of Neos Alias and Captain Gold under Skill Drain to take combats effectively. Lastly, before the new era begins, a ban list would be released on September 1st to attempt to bring order to the otherwise Gladiator Beast dominated environment. Newly banned were Demok, a hit to Dad Return being one of the key pieces of the deck, Disc Commander, targeted at a recent surge in popularity alongside Limit Reverse,
Makes sense.
and Premature
It
Barrier,
was only a matter of
a
time.
generic staple that had been a long time coming in many ways, though was curiously not banned with Monster Reborn, which remained legal. Newly limited were Breaker the Magic Warrior, because Konami could not make up their minds about this card for some unearthly reason. Cyber Dragon, down from 2, being a hit to both Machine and the generic staple pool, Dandelion, a preemptive hit to an upcoming Shonen Jump promo, Gore's the Emissary of Darkness, a preemptive hit to an upcoming card from the set Dark Legends, and Monster Gate and Reasoning, hits to various FTKs in the format. Semi-limited were Dark Arm Dragon for obvious reasons, Judgment Dragon to hamper Lightsworn slightly, Phantom of Chaos to prevent getting dad copies, Rescue Cat as a preemptive hit to an upcoming change in Gladiator Beast, Card of Safe Return as it had become a powerful draw tool in many strategies at this point, Chain Strike up from 1 as a boost to Chain Burn, and Nobleman of Crossout up from 1 as a generic boost. Lastly,
okay.
Unlimited were malicious,
Burn
Light and
strategies
Darkness
are usually really, really what's the word? Toxic, I guess. So it's interesting that they let that come back, as a boost to the deck, or maybe they just found that it wasn't necessarily a problem anymore, or as much of a problem, so they could release the restriction on it. Who knows?
Dragon, Allure of Darkness, Mage Power, Rhoda, and Royal Decree, some of which were in hindsight the worst choices they could have made here.
BS.
With these changes in place, the 5Ds era would fully take effect with the release of the next core set the following day, and while many things would change in the upcoming meta, so much would stay the same from the previous, as well as get significantly worse in ways no one would have expected.
Yugioh Guardian. I know that card was a menace before I got eroded. I don't know what the eroded version or the
Duelist
original version
Genesis.
said.
Release date September 2nd, 2008. Set type Core Set. Major strategies Synchros, Psychics. Impact New Era, Bigger Problem. The Duelist Genesis was the true start of the 5Ds era in full, bringing the first big wave of playable tuners and synchro monsters to the game, and with it would come a deck that would make itself known rapidly in the format and proceed to dominate through the rest of the year. For the first wave of generic synchros not tied to a specific strategy, we received Stardust Dragon, Red Dragon Archfiend, and Yu-Gi-Oh Guardian, all three of which would be available as 10 promos outside of the set too, with Stardust Dragon and Red Dragon Archfiend having already been released a couple of weeks earlier in the first wave of this year's collectible 10s, and Yu-Gi-Oh Guardians being later in the month as part of a new 10 set known as the exclusive 10s, making all three extremely easy to access for the new.
Okay, let me read Yu-Gi-Oh Guardian. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can special summon that monster to your side of the field in defense position. Oh. Wait, so okay, no, because this is Traeger's card. All right, I don't remember his Japanese name, but this is the police officer's dude's card in fucking 5Ds. Why is it broken though? That they needed to errata it.
New mechanic. Of these three, Stardust Dragon and Yu-Gi-Oh Guardian would be by far the most used, with the former being a level 8 that contributes itself to negate any effect that destroys a card, reviving itself at the end of the turn, and the latter being a level 6 able to steal anything it destroys in battle. In addition to these, we also received the first ever new monster type in the game's history, being the Psychic type, who all seem to be revolving around paying life points for stronger than average effects. These included Mind Master, a level 1 tuner who could pay 800 and tribute another Psychic to summon a level 4 or lower Psychic from deck, notably not once per turn. Krebens, a level 2 tuner that can negate any attack that targets it by paying 800 life points. Psychic Commander, a level 3 tuner that can pay up to 500 life points in the damage step when a Psychic battles to drain that much attack and defense from the opposing monster. Magical Android, a level 5 synchro that gives the controller back 600 life points for every Psychic they control at the end phase. Thought Ruler Archfiend, a level 8 synchro that gains life points.
We also use Thought Ruler Archfiend. How's history of running Yu-Gi-Oh cards release dates so far? I'm thinking, wow, there's so many cards. There are a lot of cards. I think at this moment there's over like 10,000 cards. It's a lot of cards. Not all of them are good though. So we're getting more into an era that I'm more familiar with in terms of the card pool. if only because of Tag Force. Tag Force 6. All of these cards were available for that point in time. So I'm starting to recognize some of these things in strategy. You guys should be able to recognize them as well.
Points when it destroys something in battle and can negate a spell or trap that targets a psychic by paying 1,000 life points. And probably the most blatantly overpowered card of the bunch, Emergency Teleport, which special summons a level 3 or lower psychic from deck.
I didn't realize E-Telly came out around this time. That said, it might have been in Tag Force 6. I can't remember. It probably was, but I can. But yeah, special summon one level 3 or lower whatever monster from your hand or deck. It's just good.
Deck, banishing it during the end phase. Emergency Teleport, or E-Telly, was by far and away one of the best cards from the entire set, as it made synchro summoning incredibly simple in almost every deck thanks to Mind Master, Krebons, and Psychic Commander.
So it says banish it at the end of the turn. That's only if it stays on the field. If you do whatever, like if you special summon the fucking card, right? Let's say you use E-Telly to summon Krebons, right? Krebons. And you use it for a synchro material, you don't banish it after it because it's no longer on the field. So it's fucking, you don't even lose anything. There's just no cost.
By the spell, meaning that you had access to a level 1, 2, or 3 tuner on command. This spell would also be a catalyst of sorts for the next tier 0 mega threat that was about to make itself.
Like, it's still, even today, I don't know what it is in the TCG, but in Master Duel, this is only a 2. It's still that good.
Known, but we'll get to that soon enough. For the TCG exclusives, we received a couple of extremely interesting pieces here aimed at either creating new strategies or strengthening already popular ones, with the beginnings of a fairy synchro strategy with Herald of Orange Light and Avenging Knight Parshath, support to the previous Six Samurai deck and Hand of the Six Samurai, and probably the most impactful in the short term, Charge of the Light Brigade, a search spell for Lightsworn monsters that milled 3 to search, giving the deck far more consistency moving forward. As for OCG imports, the only one of note here was the Tricky, a level 5 monster that can be special summoned from the hand by discarding a card, which would see occasional play as a combo enabler. Gladiator Beast would receive 2 new incredibly powerful pieces in a quest, who returned a Gladiator Beast card from grave to hand on tagout summon, which could include spells and traps if they included the full archetype name, and War Chariot to pair with it, which was a monster effect negating counter trap as long as you controlled a Gladiator Beast monster, notably able to be recycled with a quest. Book of Eclipse was a board-wide Book of Moon for the turn, notable for being able to stun synchro pushes by flipping the board down.
Book of Eclipse is sometimes used in meta strategies. It depends on the format. I know for Dragon Link in Master Duel, when that was still relevant, there's some people cited in Book of Eclipse. I say cited in, like they have a side deck. They used Book of Eclipse. I have no other examples. That's all I know.
Rarely. Lastly, Gear Town was a field spell that let you summon an ancient gear monster for 1 less tribute, but that's not what it was used for. Its second effect let you special summon an ancient gear monster from the deck when destroyed and sent to the grave, which included the previously released Gachiltron Dragon, meaning you could special summon a 3000 attack body by destroying the field spell. A fun quirk of the game's rules at the time was that by setting a new field spell over a currently active one, the previous one was considered destroyed by this action, meaning that by setting a Gear Town over Gear Town, you could destroy Gear Town manually and summon the Gachiltron Dragon from deck that way, making it a popular option in skill drain related beatdown strategies. SJC Baltimore would be the first event with synchros involved in an impactful way, taking place on September 6th, and while yes, they were impactful, it wasn't necessarily for the reason you'd expect. One new face of the—
I think earlier in the video I said that you can ignore the summoning conditions of Ancient Gear Golem with Gear Town. That was not right. Hope I didn't say that. That wasn't correct. What I was trying to say was that there are cards that ignore the summoning conditions of Ancient Gear Golem. Anyway.
Format made itself quite powerfully known right out the gate with this event, being the introduction of the newly coined Teledad, a mixture of the previous Dad Turbo with the new pieces from Duelist Genesis, namely Emergency Teleport and Krebons. Because Krebons was a dark monster, by using him to synchro with either a level 4 or 6 monster like Dark Grepher or Malicious, you could summon out Stardust Dragon or Goyo Guardian and put 2 dark monsters into the grave, making it trivially easy to summon Dad on top of it. Teledad would move from here to be one of the most oppressively overpowered decks in the entire history of the game, being one of the few decks to ever reach the tier 0 position, which it would achieve over the coming months. However, it wouldn't be the only deck rocking new tools from Duelist Genesis. Gladiator Beast came to
I'm sure
play
it's
this
not
event
fun,
by using
but
the
it's
new Quest and War
interesting.
Chariot to bolster
Cool
the
to know.
already powerful strategy, taking first place piloted by Jermol Jupiter, who notably also included a Krebens in the side deck to potentially use Synchro Monsters in games 2 and 3. SJC Tulsa would take place 3 weeks later on September 27th, and at that point, Teledad had firmly taken over the format with 11 of the top 16 spots. There were a couple of other notable performances here, like Zombie claiming a top spot using a combination of Mizuki to fuel aggressive plays and Raiko to provide removal and grave setup, as well as Lightsworn having a bit of a resurgence thanks mostly to Charge of the Light Brigade smoothing out their play lines. But neither of these could stop Teledad from taking this event piloted by Adam Korn for his second major event victory after him winning US Nats in 2007. SJC Seattle would be a week later on October 4th and show an even heavier skew in favor of the new format Overlord, taking not only 13 of the top 16 spots, but also the entirety of the top 8, with the winning pilot being Cesar Gonzalez for a second SJC victory. SJC Charlotte took place 2 weeks later on October 18th, and it was clear that nothing was going to stop or change Teledad's performance, claiming,
See, this isn't fun. This is not, I don't like this. This is not cool. Like, everyone is just playing this because it's the best. This doesn't seem fun. Imagine every time you play a game, like, I don't know, say like every time you play fucking like Tekken or some shit, it's only Jin, or it's only like Kazuya. You only see Kazuya, and everybody's only playing Kazuya because Kazuya's the best character. Like, that sounds fucking lame. That sounds so boring. I hope shit like this doesn't continue to happen because this is boring. I know it's currently happening in the TCG for Snake Eyes, and all I can hope is that they give I don't want to see people like, I don't want to see Snake Eyes power crap because that would be even more annoying. I want to see like different strategies able to be used. That's what I want to see, like variety. Anyway,
15 of the top 16 spots. Justin Arwin would be the winning pilot to take home first place here, with most builds becoming increasingly centralized as the months progress, seeing the tuner line trimmed to only Krebens, and the inclusion of Snipe Hunter in the list having almost become staple, able to unbrick openings by loading darks from the hand into the grave. We would see a couple of releases left in the year that would attempt to break up the increasingly centralized meta, but at this stage it was clear that the age of Teledad was in full swing, and practically nothing in these upcoming releases was going to stop that. Zombie World. Release date October 21st, 2008. Set type Structure Deck. Major strategies Zombie. Impact reprints for a
we should all know a little something about zombie, you know what I'm saying? I fucking love zombies. Specifically Red Eye Zombie Dragon and Red Eyes Necro Zombie Dragon. But zombies are kind of cool. I did play Eldritch at some point in Master Duel. I did also play Stun. So, I don't know. I think I was just frustrated by hitting other meta decks in the time. But I do like zombies. Zombies are pretty cool.
Tier 3 strategy. The Zombie World structure deck was meant as a sort of precursor to what was
Actually, I think one of my earlier YouTube videos that went streams that were pretty good was my deck list for Red Eye Zombie World.
About to release in the next core set by placing a heavy emphasis on stealing an opponent's monsters destroyed by battle if they're zombies, being a pseudo-type mechanic like how Psychics did with the life point costs. This was present in both Red Eye Zombie Dragon and Paladin of the Cursed Dragon, two new monsters from this structure deck able to steal a zombie either that they destroyed in battle in Zombie Dragon's case, or in the grave because it was destroyed by battle in Paladin's case. This was all enabled by the new field spell Zombie World, which made all monsters on both players' field and graves zombies, and prevented tribute summoning non-zombie type monsters, with the latter effect allowing the card to see side deck play against Monarch strategies. The structure deck also provided reprints of Pyramid Turtle, Spirit Reaper, Zombie Master, Cold Wave, Magical Stone Excavation,
Cold Wave is banned,
Card of
I know
Safe
that.
Return, Book of Life, Terraforming, Pot of Avarice, Soul Taker, Card Destruction, and Bottomless Trap Hole, with some being great generic staple reprints and the others being great zombie strategy reprints. In addition to this, the Yu-Gi-Oh GX manga Volume 2 released on November 4th, and with it came Thunder King Ryo, a monster that locked adding cards from deck to hand outside of drawing while on the field, and could be tributed to negate the inherent special summon of a monster, being an almost instant staple in stun strategies. This could be seen at SJC Chicago just under 2 weeks later on November 15th, where Teledad would still be the dominant force in the meta, but Hero Beat would squeeze into the top 16 playing the newly released Ryo, now placing more focus on the light attribute with Freed the Brave Warrior and Honest. A new variant of Lightsworn would also crack into the top 8 here, being Twilight, which combined the normal Lightsworn strategy with a teched-in copy of Dark Arm Dragon and Phantom of Chaos, able to provide the dad push, as well as Phantom able to copy milled copies of Judgment Dragon for the board wipe effect. Ryan Spicer would take the event piloting Teledad, as to be expected in the format, seeing little to no change in the deck lineup since its last outing. That standard lineup was about to change, however, as the next core set was just around the corner and would bring new tools to attempt to shake up the meta, but would only make the already present issues worse.
Clients. That's Plague Spreader.
Crossroads of Chaos. Release date November 18th, 2008. Set type Core Set. Major strategies: plants, zombies, Morphtronic. Impact:
Morphtronic?
the menace grows stronger. Crossroads
I
of
can only
Chaos would
assume
be
the
the final
Morphtronic does
core set of
nothing.
2008, and it would continue the push of new generic synchro tools to work with thanks to its headlining card Black Rose Dragon.
Black
a
Rose
level
Dragon,
7
I know for
synchro
a
that
fact.
has the ability to
I know for a fact that this card was played all the time. It's a level 7 synchro, which means it's probably easy to get out. And then when it hits the field, it destroys everything. You can choose to activate the effect that it destroys everything on the field. So it's just a field wipe.
banish a plant from grave to change a monster from defense to attack mode and its attack to 0. Oh yeah, and on Synchro Summon it can nuke the board. This card alone would immediately shift deck list compositions, as with the previous pool, once people had refined lists, they had cut Psychic Commander from most E-Telly lists because the level 7 pool was not really worth the investment. But now E-Telly plus any level 4 monster could result in a full board wipe. Black Rose Dragon would become a staple of extra decks moving forward, boosted by the second wave of the collectible tins also providing an easy access copy of it alongside Turbo Warrior, who no one asked for. This was meant to be paired with the new plant support like Nettles, a level 2 plant tuner, Titanial, Princess of Camellias, a boss monster who could tribute any plant you control to negate a card that targets, and Miracle Fertilizer, a once per turn monster reborn for plants at the cost of your normal summon and is destroyed once a monster it summons leaves the field. While a solo plant deck would not take off from this, Titanial would see experimentation as a splash option for some decks thanks to the previously released TCG exclusive Lone Fire Blossom, who could tribute itself to summon Titanial straight from the deck, which would become a popular option over the course of the era once the elephant in the room was eventually dealt with. Zombies receive further support here in the form of their new synchros Doomkaiser Dragon and Revive King Hades, with the former able to steal a zombie from the opponent's grave and summon it on Synchro Summon, and the latter able to negate the effects
No, that's
of
why I like
anything destroyed in
zombies
battle by a
because of
zombie
that. I
monster.
like the idea of I can attack into your monster and then take it out of your graveyard. Now it's my monster. That's sick.
Permanently. Both of these were locked to only being able to be summoned by the tuner Plague Spreader Zombie, a level 2 zombie tuner that could revive itself by stacking a card from hand on top of the deck, but was banished after it left the field if it used this effect. Plague Spreader was almost instantly picked up, not for zombies, but as a dark monster that enabled synchro plays and could remove itself from the grave to manipulate your dark monster count. That's right, it's Teledad support. It also helped that Plague Spreader was without question the best standalone tuner we had at this stage, as it would see play throughout the rest of the era thanks to its versatility. Morphtronic as an archetype would be introduced here, a series of machines that gained different effects based on whether they were in attack or defense mode, with Selphon able to summon a Morphtronic from the top cards of your deck based on a die roll while in attack mode, Boomboxin able to attack twice while in attack mode, Radion boosting Morphtronic monsters' attack while in attack mode and defense while in defense mode, and Accelerator able to return a Morphtronic in hand to deck to pop a card on the field and draw a card. While Morphtronic would not be meta, the occasional pop-up would happen for an OTK strategy surrounding Boomboxin and Radion, able to boost Boomboxin to ridiculous attack totals thanks to limiter removal and other cards. The Iron Chain archetype would be introduced here, being a series of monsters aimed at milling and burning the opponent, with the only useful piece here being Iron Chain Dragon, a generic level 6 synchro that mills the opponent for 3 on battle damage. Whitestone of Legend would be a level 1 dragon tuner able to search a Blue Eyes White Dragon when sent to grave, being a useful tool for Exodia related strategies by providing a search for a trade-in target when discarded. Spellcaster strategies received a couple of new interesting pieces in Secret Village of Spellcasters, a field spell that locked the opponent from using spells if you control the spellcaster and locked yourself if you didn't, as well as the TCG exclusives Knight and Sorcerer, a level 2 tuner who banished up to 2 cards from the opponent's grave on special summon, and Tempest Magician, who gained a spell counter on summon, could discard spells to stack more onto monsters you controlled, and could remove all spell counters from the board to burn the opponent for 500 for each.
Secret Village of the Spellcasters also gave me trouble when I was playing against my friend who's playing Dark Magicians, because the card shop that we went to in our small little college town, he asked, like, oh, hey, what's a good thing to use with Dark Magician? He goes, oh, Secret Village of the Spellcasters. What it does is it basically means is that if you don't control a spellcaster, you can't play spell cards, which is at minimum a third of the game, but spell cards are probably the best type of card in the game that aren't like straight up monster effects. So, well, I guess that's kind of a stupid way to explain that, but you get what I mean. Like at worst, you have shut down a third of the game for your opponent if they don't control a spellcaster. So, yeah, fuck that card.
Becoming a build-around for FTK strategies. Gozen Match was seen as a bit of a counterpart to Rivalry of Warlords, locking both players to only one attribute, seeing a lot of usage in stun strategies of the time and in side decks. Lastly are the 2 remaining TCG exclusives worth talking about, being Gladiator Beast Rediari, who banished a card in the opponent's grave on its tagout summon, and Treacherous Trap Hole, which destroyed 2 monsters on the field if you had no traps in grave. This release would lead into the last set of the year 3 days later, and any hope of changing the format would have to rest on its one new card. And while it would change many aspects of the game, the meta would not be one of them.
Plasma? That's not Plasma. Is it Plasma?
Dark Legends. Release date, November 21st, 2008. Set type, reprint set. Major strategies, promos, and hard to get cards.
That's Card Trooper.
Impact, a new menace to the battle phase.
Oh,
Dark
boy.
Legends was entirely sold as a reprint set, primarily reprinting cards from the first 3 sets of the game, where most of the good cards among them were once again banned, but had an interesting kicker of the set being the reprint of previously harder to get promos or one-off cards that were in one set before this. These included reprints of cards like Green Baboon, Scapegoat, Dark Bribe, Card Trooper, Destiny Hero Malicious, Destiny Draw, Meltiel Sage of the Sky, Nova Summoner, and Galenduo. However, there was one brand new card also included in the set, and he was without question the biggest impact. This particular set was exclusively sold at Walmart at the time in blister packs of 2 with a promo included in each, and that promo was Gorz the Emissary of Darkness, who could, when you take battle damage with nothing on the field, summon itself and trigger an additional effect based on what kind of damage it was, being burning the opponent for the same amount in the case of effect damage, or summoning a token with stats equal to the damage taken in the case of battle damage. The battle damage effect made Gorz an absolute staple to the meta, seeing a play in absolutely every deck of the era with very little exception, as now attacking into a completely clear board caused a significant mind game on whether the opponent had Gorz or not.
Okay, so that's actually, I actually like that card. So if you take direct damage, you can just summon Gorz and then summon a token with the same stat line. And if it was the strongest monster your opponent attacked with first, then they just can't beat over it. I like that. I like that.
It also caused a change in player behavior that would stick around for many years after the fact, where players, when attacking directly, would now attack with their monsters in the order of lowest to highest attack value as to not be countered by the Gorz token. One of the few cases in the history of the game where player behavior was changed by a single card. SJC Atlanta would be on the next day on November 22nd, and as a note, though Gorz was released at this point, he was not easy to receive prior to this event due to the tendency of Walmart's not stocking Yu-Gi-Oh product on the day of release, making the Walmart exclusive promo incredibly difficult to find on release day. As for meta shifts, the only new deck we'd see in the top cut here from the Crossroads release was Zombie Teledad, which was a variant of Teledad using Zombie Package to help manipulate graveyard counts and provide draw power with Card of Safe Return, seeing Plague Spreader Zombie instantly finding success. Jerry Wang would win the event with the standard Teledad, being his second SJC victory this year, seeing minimal change to the standard deck list outside of the introduction of a single copy of Plague Spreader Zombie. This was followed by the last event of the year, being SJC Detroit on December 6th, and barring a surprise top from Gadget, the meta was mostly what we'd expected at this stage, seeing Gorz slotted into many of the decks ending in the top 16. Stephen Harris would take his second SJC title this year with Teledad, playing not only Gores, but also a single copy of Psychic Commander to access Black Rose Dragon with any level 4, and Tempest Magician with a single copy of Breaker the Magical Warrior. This would conclude the events of 2008 in the Yu-Gi-Oh metagame, but a significant change was on the horizon for the game as a whole. Up until this point in history, the TCG side of Yu-Gi-Oh had been entirely managed by Upper Deck, as
did they go out of business?
Distribution rights for the game prior to its overseas release. In October of 2008, a lawsuit was filed by Konami in the state of California against the company Vintage Sports Cards Incorporated, alleging the company was distributing packages containing counterfeit rare Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Konami was granted an injunction against VSC in this process, but during the discovery process, they found evidence that alleged the counterfeit cards VSC was distributing were provided to them by Upper Deck Entertainment, the distributor of Yu-Gi-Oh for the TCG.
Sued.
This discovery would begin a months-long endeavor between Konami and Upper Deck, resulting in the complete removal of Upper Deck from all TCG-related products and activities, having Konami fully seize control of the game from that point forward. This is an important point to realize going into 2009, as from roughly this point forward, Upper Deck and their version of the TCG would slowly fade into obscurity as Konami took over and would be making any and all decisions for the state of the game moving forward, for better and for worse. It was still to be determined how this would affect the game moving forward, but regardless, moving into 2009 with the reign of Teledad still in full swing, it was only a matter of time before some kind of change would finally come along and kill the beast.
All right, so that I guess that means all the Wait, so does that mean that Upper Deck was handling all the ban lists and everything too? That's crazy that happened. That is insane. I think I heard about that, but that's that like not having a little bit more context to my memory of it. That's insane. They probably got the shit suit out of them for that though. All right. I think we're done. Let's go ahead and raid into somebody then, shall we? Shall we? Excuse me. Let's go ahead and raid into Amy. We haven't raided into Amy in a while. Oh, okay. I don't know what Magic's plan is. I think we decided that she's gonna stream, so I might see you guys later tonight on her side of things. So pay attention to the Discord. And I will see you guys tomorrow for date night if I don't see you later tonight. So I'll see you guys when I see you. Later.